of who's the best right now, but things that we need to see here for a change of pace. Envy really has been struggling on domination, and that is going to be the first map here as we go into bans. They need to find some success here in Dom if they want to feel more confident going into this series, because even yesterday losing 2 maps to Shroud X on domination.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's going to be some changes. I imagine Emma Frost banned first for both sides, and the Magneto protects, so we're probably going to see a lot of that character from 100 Thieves get played. I mean, considering how TTK played, and also on Hell's Heaven, how much this character could do, it's definitely big. I think there's so many takes that you can have on this meta right now. I mean, at points, if they're running full dive, you know, you can swap to the Thing. You know, we talked about how the Thing, you know, maybe he doesn't have his place at times, but, you know, he can definitely pop off in the right scenario, especially not against the Bucky. But I think both of these teams have a very good Bucky player, in the fact that I think Cal can play it. I think Speedily could play it. Obviously, NK is probably their, I would say, like, designated Bucky player, but overall, I think they have a lot of answers to that sort of comp, and 100 Thieves immediately already are moving Terra's hero pool like we were talking about, Chip. Yeah, and yeah, we're going to see the Torch ban here, which I know you mentioned you're not 100% convinced on Torch, but Speedery is so good on Torch and has a huge skill ceiling, a ton of movement, like you mentioned, very difficult to track and tough to take out of the sky. So that makes sense to me. I'm kind of on the fence with what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying, that there's a lot of really strong flyers, but why not take them all out? As you see here, the hard target here for Speedery. Yeah, I think map 1, I think Yoki said it first from FlyQuest. It's just like map 1 is sort of like a feel out period. You know, they're really targeting Speedily, like you said. On the opposite side, maybe a bit more traditional bans. But I think you just have to adapt, right? And that's the hard part of this patch, is that I see, like, I'll co-stream and I'll see, like, EMEA players, pros will be like, yo, like, how is NA this bad? Like, why are they trolling their bans? And then we'll go to EMEA, and then NA pros are like, wow, EMEA is so bad. Like, they're screwing up their bans so poorly. It's just like, I think we've just determined, Shiv, that the ban and protect phase right now is just really hard. Like, it's genuinely the most impossible thing to do, and is definitely a big skill, like you said, or how, you know, that is the largest skill in this game, and it really does feel like 70%, 30%. You need to adjust in the ban phase, and at the end of the day, you have to go out and play the game, and you have to play well. But regardless, it's very hard. You have to be ultra big brained. We're seeing even, like, Sentinels making, you know, decisions to ban 100 Thieves Torch, because, you know, for example, like, I just don't think the Torch ban is necessary for a team like 100 Thieves, because they're really good at Torch, but we've seen them swap off of Torch, right? In the middle of a series, they will stop playing Torch because they want to go to something else instead of playing that character. So I feel like that's kind of a wasted ban. But, you know, a lot of these teams, it's tough to make those decisions. It's tough to, you know, deviate per team, because you have to do so many hours of research just to figure out what to ban. 71% to 29-2 on the predictions. Sorry, Bud. I mean, that is...
Sorry, I had to go to the bathroom.
We
My bad.
Seen in terms of a deviation, allowing that Wolverine...
Sorry.
I know what you're saying there. Getting rid of the Torch, obviously, maybe they just struggle as a team, or they just don't feel... They just don't want to deal with it and have their eyes up as much in the sky. But allowing that Wolverine through on a map like this, where Wolverine can find a ton of off angles, is
I had to go to the bathroom.
A little crazy to me, but, you know...
Made it in time? Yeah, thank God, bro.
Like this, as we go into the first fight. And they go to triple, right? I think triple on this map is solid. You're just
chat, I didn't want to call anyone out, but I heard someone say, if you ban like 3 tanks, like what was it? Because TTK is on controllers. If you ban 3 tanks, that means you're taking TTK out of the game, because he can only play like 3 tanks. I didn't want to say anyone's name or anything.
As Speedery and the rest of the team is now going to try to make up for the early tackle up in the sky. Goes right down. Does he have the jump? He does manage to get out of there early on as we proceed with this fight. 100 Thieves now kind of owning this space. Wolverine in the
front. He can play 5? Oh, good thing I didn't say anyone's name then.
Down, and it's back and forth right off the start here. The bubble gets pulled out from the side of Envy again. Yeah, that original cheese sort of play with the Wolverine, or with the
why don't they just ban Luna, Loki, and Invis?
To just gain all the space on the
I have no idea, bro. Listen, I tried being a coach. I was on the main broadcast trying to do it. They said I failed. I'm scared. Coaching's too hard for me.
And that strange out, but maybe that could have turned the fight. Regardless, huge position to be in now for Envy, as domination. You know, that percentage can go up so fast. It's probably at 60, 70% before you know it. Yeah, I mean, getting that first fight win, we talk about the value in that, right, all the time. That early play when they're up in numbers, and they clearly found advantage through it, even though they were kind of getting driven back. They just played patiently and dropped back, used that bond to buy time. Look how many ults are up for Envy, as they have 6.
Coaching an MRC team could be content? Oh, hell no, bro. They'd be coaching me. Okay, let's see this chat. Envy is looking strong right now, though. Envy is looking strong.
And the entirety of the team is back, trying to take this fight. Up goes goes Invisible Boundary. Out and again is the blind. Do they find value? Not quite yet. And oh my goodness, Terra with a 4-piece followed up by SJP. Cal gonna res back, but it's not gonna be enough. But at this point, 63% here for Envy.
You gotta take this. You gotta take this guy's Wolverine away, bro.
Invisible Boundary, Envy, maybe overlaying ultimates. It's tough because you don't really know when to exactly use that Guardian's ultimate. When you use that Star-Lord ultimate, usually TTK is gonna be there with the Meteor M to connect on him. But you know that was well played by 100 Thieves, and that's the terrifying part we've seen of Terra and on that Wolverine. He's able to find that first pick.
Terra, you have to take away his fucking Wolverine, bro. I don't even play. I'm not even playing in this tournament, and I'm scared of Terra. I'm scared for the other team.
Yeah, I mean, when you have the Goddess of Death available, although it may be not one of the strongest quote-unquote ultimates in the game right now, especially when there's no strategist ult up, it's far more valuable and much more dangerous, especially as a second life. And here it goes. Up goes the Goddess, and Speedery finds Harvey, though, down back in number. Speedery, make that 2. Do I see 3? Delena gonna find Month. Is the res up here for Month? If so, that will turn those numbers right back. Kaluj onto Terra again. Envy dropping back, giving that space for a little bit, coming right through, and Month does have the res. Delena finds Nero, but still heavily down in numbers, and is be forced to retreat back to the team.
Yeah, that's the difficult part of, by the way, interesting angle from Delena's camera. Just
smelling the screen.
The monitor. He's smelling the screen. I love it. But regardless, yeah,
look at the bottom right, chat. That's funny.
First, this triple res comp, you have to get those 3 eliminations first to really equal even 1. So, unfortunately, Terra as well is disgusting last stand.
It's just so consistent with these last stands, just knowing exactly when to engage. Up we go here. TTK hasn't missed much, but he does there. Cal gonna res back window. Vinny gonna find Kaluj. Cal,
I don't think 100 Thieves ever ran triple support, do they?
Go into another fight, and look here, 95% for Envy. Dance floor goes out for 100 Thieves. Can SJP bring the team in? There's the tackle again onto Kaluj, who's holding on.
Wow, Kaluj just took that like it's nothing and just walked away. He didn't even like shoot at him or anything. He just walked.
It's big window from downtown, not able to land, but Vinny collapses in on Nero. TTK onto Cal. Speedery is going to jump off. Delena on the window, and they are going to take this point back, but 99% here for Envy.
Yeah, it's called the Guardians comp, but it definitely could be seen as a zombie comp. I mean, it's just amazing how many times Envy comes back to the point. Terra is there, though, on Wolverine. That's the one hero you definitely need versus a comp like this, since you could just kind of melt people down, doing one of the highest damage or DPS in the game. So right now, Terra has last stand as well, having the strongest ultimate in the game, and there's no strategist ultimates.
I feel like against triple res comp, you have to run triple support now.
Yeah, this is
I don't think so.
Their favorite ult advantage here, but it's closely going to be followed here. Speedery does have that Galactic Legend. Out goes the Invisible Boundary, immediately shutting that down. Is going to be a tough look, good counter. Good
oh my god, see, this is what I mean, bro. This is what I mean. You can't do that, bro. You gotta ban this guy's Wolverine.
Speedery gonna res back up, though. The team is gonna retake here. Remember, this Guardians comp, you do not count those picks too early. Gotta keep your eyes on the KO feed. Nero gonna dive in here. One of the strongest strategists in the game finds one as SJP goes down. Delena back on Cal. Speedery onto Harvey here. And this is another trade situation as Speedery takes out TTK.
No way.
Will they get this first map here? It looks like Envy is doing a great job, but the teleport likely. Ooh, it cannot come through. That should be it unless this touch is crazy.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, yep. Nope, that will go to Envy first round. And Shiv, I think
that's just crazy.
Thieves, I mean,
bro, I gotta ask you a question like that.
They assumed Envy had more ultimates than they did, right? They were still a little bit of ways from ults. I mean, they maybe could have followed up on that Star-Lord res. Unfortunately, it's tough to find that pick. I would have liked to see them play a little bit more aggressive, especially versus Envy, who takes advantage of that space that they have, coming in with that cloak ultimate from Nero, creating all of that pressure.
How do you
SJP fall? If maybe they got
cast
the backline a little bit earlier before
so like well and not stumble over your words,
found something. So I think they gave maybe a little
and like you have clear. I mean, you've been casting for such a long time, so you have like clear cut whatever your mind thinks of, you say. Bro, I can't do that, and like in front of all the people as well. Like I could do whatever and act like an idiot in front of my chat. I think I'm fine, but doing it on like the broadcast and then on top of that, other streamers are like co-streaming the game, so that's even more viewers. Bro, I can't do that. My heart was pounding, chat. My heart was pounding. I was stumbling on my words, bro. Oh my god.
100 Thieves did a pretty good job with it, believing, yeah, like you said, Guardians comp and Envy. And
I felt my heart like ba-ba, and I was like, my head, my brain was going 1,000 miles per hour, but my mouth was going 3 miles per hour.
Guardians comp, and it's tough because you want to take out the advantages of your other team. Every single team in Marvel Rebels has a weakness, right? Whether that be group, whether that be not being able to play Guardians comp, every team has a weakness, and we're surely going to see 100 Thieves maybe deviate the bans in the upcoming ones. And same thing for Envy, right? We know how good Terra is on Wolverine.
Yeah, Yeah, but you know what? It's not horrible when you have a Warlock with a good bond sense. Oh,
learning to fake it on the spot goes hard. Oh, man.
No, Dance Floor goes out there, holding on for 100 Thieves. Kalush very low now. Is going to fall to Lena. Good shots there. And
hey, fake it till you make it, chat.
Again. Bring the team right back. Hold on to the point. Vinny on the window now. Cal going to res window right back. Terrified Speedery in the off angle. And another mean tackle to Lena. Going to clean that up with
That's facts. That's facts.
Again, as it just happened, Speedery going to pull out that Galactic Legend. Will they be able to get any value? Not quite yet. Again, just stalling.
30% of the job is bullshitting.
This is going to be very bad.
True. That's good.
The meteor doesn't land. It does not. SJP finding a pick onto window. SJP doing that so frequently on these early picks. Luna does so much damage in this patch. Up in the height again to Lena, using this Goddess of Death, followed up with the Eye of Agamotto. Can they combine together? They do. As Lena takes out two.
That date chat, bro. No one.
Two-piece SJP cleaning that up, and they will get this point.
Nobody capped that point the whole time.
Hold on to Harvey's ultimate. The invisible boundary still up in this fight. Terra with the last stand available as well. Envy deviating from their original idea with the thing. Kalush unfortunately not liking that character so far. Gonna go over to that to the Captain America. And it's funny to talk about Captain America because I know a lot of people will say how EMEA probably has the best Captain Americas. In NA, maybe at times can look like they don't have the best Captain America. So it's funny that that's the thing. But here comes that last stand again from Terra early on. Actually misses, but forces out the bond.
If you really want to know, Jay, all casters practice off camera like crazy. So even if it's not a VOD review of quick play, you just record yourself in practice.
Good picks there in that neutral, not using too much, obviously forcing out last stand, but once again, 100 Thieves heavily up in ult advantage, double strat ults ready. Like, TTK gaining and Vinny as well. This is going to be a tough battle back here for Envy.
A tough fight in the 1v1 with that cloak and dagger, but right now 100 Thieves at 100% on, or 50% on the board. Envy coming up on those ultimates, and you talked about that soul bond and Adam Warlock. I mean, that's one of the strongest.
Cast one of your VODs. I'm not a caster, chat. So casting takes.
Have to watch out for that in this fight. Even though the
casting is like a different fucking.
Envy will be up on them shortly.
You need a different brain for that, bro. My brain cannot do that. That's insane. Calling what you see, I can't do that. I can't even walk without thinking.
So it is cool to see it now, but they've been doing a lot of that Mantis Ultron damage boost instead, and now they are resorting back to this. Envy now going to have these ults. We do see SJP bringing out the dance floor. Terra ready with another last stand. It seems like he has 100 of these things. There is some strong damage down. Goes window early on. A tackle right on.
Nah, dude, you have to ban this. I literally, chat. If there was one thing I said that was right when I was coaching, is ban Terra's fucking Wolverine.
Going to be able to do it. He may have to quickly reset here. TTK on a month. Kalush onto Delena, and they are keeping this space forward. Nero very low now.
Yeah, Nero going to fall or get incredibly low, but back onto the team. Cal resurrected himself and will be available in this fight, but right now they're on the back foot. We'll see 100 Thieves reacts with the ults.
Yeah, almost 100% here in this early fight. There is that touch here from Kalush. Kalush going to try to dive into the back line. Ult advantage is actually roughly even. Envy slightly ahead. Speedery, it gets canceled.
You know what I need to do to practice coaching, chat? Which is very out of the ordinary. I have to talk to Emily more. Because talking, like me, you know, talking to girls scares me. And it makes me sweat. It makes me, like, nervous as well. So I gotta talk to Emily more.
Is there again? Numbers are even. Can Window find this dog? And yes, Window does. That is huge. Again, with the Goddess of Death up, trying to trade back, but Envy is up in numbers, if you can believe it, even after all these KOs.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have that Adam Warlock. I mean, you only need to find one pick, and you're at a huge advantage. Terra now has to walk all the way back from spawn.
Usually when I see Emily, I just give her a nice firm handshake, and I just walk past her.
One needs to find a pick, and oh no,
that's what we've been doing for almost a year now.
One of the strategist carries about Envy.
Yeah, well done here.
Good job by Envy, though. Hey, 100 Thieves is popping off, dude. You know, if I had more time to prepare and wasn't asked on the spot, bro, I'd say you have to ban Delena's, what do you call it? You would have to ban Wolverine. You have to ban Delena's, you know, see, I can't even think right now. There's Hella, TTK's, Emma Frost, and
oh no, Window gets picked early.
Magneto.
100 Thieves doing a good job right now.
TTK is really strong. One of the best vanguards with these meatballs. Does not land here, though. The space nuke. Speedery trying to put some damage out. Going to spin to win. Only 5% to ult. Not finding a ton of value there. There's that last hit again. Terra. Can he be stopped? Month very low. Going to try to tackle back here with the dash. Great patience. And there goes an ult again. Forcing that out is insane value. The team is going to collapse. And now the portal's out. Whole team.
Give her the bro nut.
We do see some passive pops for all of the Guardians. Here is Star-Lord again. Very low on the Vanguard line as Vinny falls. Deleta taking out Kalush again, and these are again an even number fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's all Team Envy need. I mean, they're coming up with that ult soon. Kaluj also have to coming back. It's unfortunate that he got picked off in that fight. Harvey as well, able to find one more on a speedily. He's not going to be back in the fight because Cal doesn't have that res just yet until now. So it's going to be another fight, an incredibly long one. But Cal with the ult does have that res to go up the high ground. Going to wait to use it maybe till everybody. Oh. They don't touch again because they got cleaned up off the point. I forgot about that. That was an important aspect to touch on because 100 Thieves just had Terra on the point with the claws, and he
doesn't even know how to not. What the? Bro, why am I getting roasted, bro?
Just a pissed off Logan. Put him on the point, let him do his thing. And I mean, crazy tackles there. You can look now at these stat lines broken up. Delena doing a great job there too, as well as Vinny, who's finding a ton of luck here in the Vanguard role. Not luck, but success, excuse me, as Terra as well with 12, 19
Chat,
damage.
wait until you guys go to bed at night, bro. I'm gonna spit in your mouth.
25 from Delena. And you look over on the opposition, obviously heavily going to be on the shoulders of Speedery because it's the main duelist there with 8 finals. But you can have a ton of, you can get KO'd 100 times. It doesn't matter because you're always going to be back in the fight.
Good interview today?
Absolutely.
Bro,
think,
I was, that was not a good interview, bro.
So
I was nervous. I was sweating.
In the entire game, right? They kind of let
I was stumbling on my words, bro. I couldn't think.
By, playing slow. You could see even when he let Vinny kind of fall back and go down into that invisible boundary, you could see every single ultimate is super passive because they always know Envy wants to go forward, right? They soul bond, they go aggressive with the blasters, they try to enable speedily. So as long as you can outlive that first engage, allow Delena to find these picks onto the Hella. The longer these fights go, the better it is for 100 Thieves as long as they don't lose anybody because their backline, Harvey and SJP, do a great job of keeping everybody alive.
Very well put here, owning the high side. Kaluj gonna start the fight off there with that freedom charge. Remember, stay inside that path and you will stay healthy. Kaluj going directly, just walking right
oh my god, look at that, bro.
Over and right through the back line. Will they fall? Delena, though, turning it right back in his favor. Down goes Munch. Speedery onto Harvey. Munch gets rezzed up. Delena gonna drop Nero. Window onto Vinny as Window is keeping the pressure forward. Cal gonna res back up with the Nero as we see up on the high side. Another one of those reses from Cal. Seemingly every fight nowadays. Speedery gonna pop the Galactic Legend. Gonna be difficult to find value through the dance floor.
Bro,
finding 100
listen, I love Envy chat, and I'm so glad they took off the first map. But to be honest with you,
and that's the tough part. I mean, Cal used his res, but
jokes aside, I think 100 Thieves is going to go back to the finals, bro.
Envy switching
I think 100 Thieves is too fucking strong of a team.
It's so hard to run on this point. That maybe he's still going to keep running it because they have that Mantis. No, Cal's going to go over to the Hella now, and that makes a lot of sense. I just feel like on this round specifically, it's so hard to make triple.
Even the predictions, you guys have 62% on 100 Thieves.
Some of these other ones, but right now triple's not working, and it's a smart idea to switch off it.
I'm with you. That was a great call last map. I think it's a difficult
See, that's what I was saying in my interview though. What do you call it? Leg day. I've heard apparently chat said TTK could play 5 tanks, but I mean I know he's on a controller as well, and I've only seen him play Emma Frost and Magneto. What is he gonna play if you ban Emma Frost on Magneto, chat? What else is he good on controller?
Like you had mentioned, and there goes the boundary. Well done, Cal. Again onto Vinny. This is a difficult thing to put out.
So what happens if you ban Strange, Magneto, and Emma?
Moving platforms. Terra takes out 2 Speedery and Cal. My goodness, back and forth for days.
What does he play if you ban Strange, Magneto, and Hella? I mean, Hella, Emma.
Yeah, and this is an interesting variation of the comp as well.
He plays
Window
Groot.
over to that Venom to go with these dives. Window prefers that character as well as Cal. Oh my God, gets tracked down by Terra. Even though Envy has that point, Thieves kind of just march in.
So if he plays Groot, what does Vinny play?
Oh, it's mean. Onto the back.
The Fang?
Great bubble there to slow up the pace. Delena gonna take out Speedery, and it gets returned right back. Return to center. Delena make that 2. Pop it off in this game. Terra down goes Window. Kalush falls, and wow,
Cap.
100 Thieves return.
I don't know, man. Listen, I'm not a good fucking coach, bro. I can't coach. I would not be a good coach on the team, bro.
Back and forth, just so many.
I would tell my team, though. Listen, if the games get hard, just get harder, bro. And also, if you don't lose, you win. And if you kill them before they kill you, you live.
Right now,
that's my coaching.
To see which team kind of comes up
on top.
We have that Doctor Strange difference and the Venom difference alongside the Loki and the Invis difference alongside the Luna Snow and the Cloak and Dagger. So it's a backline difference a little bit, but I think it's gonna be even for both teams.
Seems like both teams shook hands and said, hey, how about we go to season 1 again and restart these compositions? And here we go with an immediate feast. Does it find any value? Not quite. more like a snack as they retake the height. Delena gonna drop back, and oh, that meteor. Oh, it was huge from Kaluj, and it does get one with a follow-up from Delena, but they weren't able to get much more. Terra is angry, and there's that last stand. Down goes 2. Make it soon to be 3. Will they be able to retake this point? And up goes the meteor again.
LeBron. James. LeBron.
A ton of value indeed. I think it's going to close
Hey,
out.
LeBron.
They have that portal. They're able to come back maybe with Nero as well, sustaining on the point. So
Oh no, Vinny missed that. Wait, who's C9'd? Who's C9'd?
Oh, can't touch the point as well. And 100
Envy.
Thieves win map number 1 on Hell's Heaven.
You can see the frustration on Cal's face in the bottom right there if you had eyes on the camera. Just the touch at the end. Although it was a tough fight to win, just being down in numbers like that, obviously, you hate to not at least give it a try by not being able to get onto that point. But what do you know here?
Bro, I can't, man. I can't be a coach, man. I can't. I want to be everyone's friend, chat. I want everyone to win.
Sweeping and is the MVP. And
tournaments should be $1 million and split between all the players so everyone wins.
First place, right? We had that Emma Loki ban.
Also, I want to see something real quick.
And Torch ban for team Envy. We can sort of dictate how that went wrong. I feel like a little bit, right? The Cloak and Dagger protect was big. It was also nice to have that Loki because it wasn't protected, or sorry, because it was banned. But we could see, I feel like so many backlines in this game are so strong, and it might be more important, honestly, to focus on duelists, right? That's the biggest thing, is that you can ban out Cloak and Dagger, you can ban out Loki,
look at the bottom right, chat. 100 Thieves gives each other like the fist bumps, and then Cal.
Strategist, and you know, we talk about how strong Loki is, but sometimes it can feel like it's a bit of an overinvestment to get rid of him just because you have so many good backlines, right? So many good strategists. So I feel like that's a slight overinvestment from Envy, but you know, it's what map 1 is for, right? We're in a first to 3, we're in a best out of 5, so you can make those changes, you can adapt. But I feel like in North America, there's not a lot of teams that make those quick adaptations. Envy, I feel like they're going to feel confident going into map 2 running that Guardians comp, but it depends on what map they take us to. Sometimes Guardians comp, I think, cannot be that strong. I mean, there's certain points like on Convergence where I think Guardians comp is strong, but we saw what could happen against the team that knows how to play against Triple. They'll just look for Cal, they'll make sure he never has a good res set up, and then you're forced onto a different composition in which I don't think they have a massive advantage.
Heard you are giving $1 million. I wish I had $1 million, bro. I'd probably
that can change the game, and for 100
pay off my mortgage and have some.
Especially around Terra, like
I had no sound for a while. Now, oh yeah, Dad, it wasn't your fault. I turned off the sound on my stream.
Call out, and you mentioned there in the beginning talking about strategies.
What's up, Super Gomez? Hey,
if you looked in that feed, yeah, you saw a lot of
I hope your team is very happy when I called out Aramori and her support gameplay, and I also called out Rye Amazing. Hey,
a lot of these plays were made, and that goes to show you the strength of Luna, and that's why you see Luna banned a ton.
And take your dad to dinner. I got you, Dad. Wait, what?
Not only an incredibly strong healer, but does a ton of damage right now. And if you get those picks early,
I still remember what you're gonna do if we win. I got you, bro. I got you. I got you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think right now 100 Thieves are in the driver's seat, and I think as long as they keep getting that Wolverine through, it's going to be great, because we've seen, I mean,
who's winning the tournament?
One of the most disgusting characters in the game.
Europe, Berber Patapim,
like
3 times in a row.
This is what we're talking to you about Human Torch, right?
Super Gomez, you guys are gonna have to start paying me to do that, bro. I feel like I'm your guys' good luck.
I mean, is it even fair to say that Wolverine might be the best duelist in the game?
You're asking me, I say yes. I want to ban Wolverine in every game I'm ever in, so you're preaching to the choir.
That's because you're an Emma player. That's because you're a Vanguard player, okay? Bias mofo over here, man.
100% bias. No.
We're watching the USA right now, Dad.
Even so, it's just so difficult. You know, you talk about the passive having essentially an iframe, a second life, and then just the raw damage output, gaining those close to 100 charge. Your last stand being a super impactful ultimate that finds a ton of KOs. I mean, this is, and I'm going to be honest, man, this is like the 3rd game in a row with Terra that you've found 50 limbs. So,
oh my God.
Like, in my opinion, just like Sentinel said, that's got to go every game.
We'll talk about it later because I think we have to throw to a break in a second, but I do feel like, you know, this Wolverine is definitely the strong suit of North America in general, and that's because of Terra, like you said. So we're going to go into map 2 in just a second. We're going to do a short break. We'll be back for game number 2 in just a bit.
Hey, the one thing I will say about the interview as well is that, let's say when it came to the bans, they said, hey, what do you want to ban on 100 Thieves? I said Terra, but I feel so bad I like gave him all the attention and none of his other teammates, when all of his teammates are fucking amazing. I feel so bad, chat. I want to redo it. Does anyone here have a time the machine? Anyone here have a time machine? Wait, leg day. Do you know when the finals are? If you're going to China or anything? I do my flux capacitor. Oh, yeah, what? Flux capacitor, bro. I got you. I'll lend it to you if you throw it back. What? Did VP get the reverse sweep? No, they did not. Wait, Virtus Pro lost. Oh, okay. I need to get my passport. I want to go. I feel like after co-streaming these events for the past 4 days, I need to go outside. Like I said, yesterday I streamed 18 hours, went to bed for 5 hours, came back, did like another 16-hour stream, went to sleep for like 6 hours, and came back. What's up, Warb? Nah, man, outside is good, bro. I feel a little bit more rested today. I got on because I thought the finals for, the beginning for see, I can't even fucking talk right now. The beginning of EMEA was supposed to start at 12. So I woke up and took a shower and got ready, and I got on at like 11:45, and it's noticed it was still still Asia. And I was like, what the hell? And then we watched the last game of the Asia game, but I was completely lost. Wait, what the hell? I'm not even streaming Overwatch right now, but this is actually pretty cool. Fun fact, Overwatch 2 is speculated to have taken place in around 2077, and Sigma is about 64 years old. He was born in 2012 to 2013, which means Sigma would have been a Gen Alpha kid, which means would know exactly what Sigma used to mean to his generation.
So it's just that final map, it kind of faltered a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's still going to be...
Whose Wolverine is better, Gomez or Terra? Ooh, Gomez was in the chat. To be honest with you, I don't think I've ever seen Super Gomez play, though. This is the first tournament I watched, chat. And we started last week. So if Gomez didn't play last week, I think he didn't.
Obviously, these players have punched their tickets to China already.
Yeah, so I can't... So my default answer is going to be Terra, because I haven't seen Gomez.
Yeah, we talked about Top Earner. We mentioned that earlier, and you know, this is nothing to scoff at. This is 70K. This is money that's going to help you. This is going to help your setup. This is going to help you succeed in the future. This is going to help your life. And you know,
would you play pro play if given the opportunity, brother?
The Americas region, so a little bit of weight off your shoulders. But
I think I would get my ass pounded.
Right, first to second is 35K difference. That is huge.
But I'd play it.
Yeah, and then you know, you build that momentum moving forward. You can maybe get more sponsorships for your team. You know, a lot of things definitely end up succeeding for you. You know, we saw so many unsigned teams that look very
Super
good.
Gomez, when are you playing, bro? So I can watch you.
Through,
I gotta cheer on my Overwatch squad, bro.
I think this team definitely could have been looked at. Definitely could have been signed before Ignite Series.
I got
now they won EMEA,
followed since
2018.
So
I'm pretty sure. From
damn, we go way back.
Team Envy, they're banning that Wolverine now, Shib, so they're taking some priority in moving it into their hands, right? Taking that Envy out of the game.
Yeah, what's up, Dad?
Focusing a lot on Terra's hero pool already.
Yeah, and that is a strategy that has seen success in the past, and that's.
Oh wow, look at that, chat. They banned the Wolverine.
I think. For the side of Envy, who is now trying to change some things up. I just can't, you can't let that Wolverine through. If you get 4 straight 50 bombs in a row, we're all in trouble.
So who do we protect here? It's the Punisher. What do you think about that, Chip? The Punisher protect alongside the Magneto. I mean, both those characters synergize well. They also got rid of 100 Thieves Punisher. Group ban on the opposite side, but what do you think here, Shib? What do you think about this ban phase so far?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think this is what Envy needed to do to change things up, and I think Cal on that Punisher is really, really, really good, and that's probably what they're banking on here. I'm assuming, yep, we're going to see Speedery potentially on Wolf or in the sky. You know, actually, they don't have much options for this guy, so, ooh, look at that. Maybe an Iron Man.
Wait, why did my dad say Gomez? Yo.
Yeah, we've seen it's
Yo, Gomez. I don't.
Like we've seen with
My dad's a big fan, I guess.
Sorry, Jay even today said maybe you have to ban out Iron Man versus Sentinels, but yeah, what about versus Envy? Because I don't know, at least in terms of what we see from this ban phase, personally, I would actually favor Envy in terms of
Oh, yeah, I just got a shout out, W.
Groot had to get banned because you didn't have Wolverine, right? As we've seen in Sentinels, if you don't have Wolverine on your team, you just can't play against Groot. It's so hard. I mean, you could say Bucky, you could say some of these characters, but I feel like anything besides Wolverine feels like it's very hard to play against Groot from what we've seen. So that's definitely a good counter ban, but I would argue, Shib, that Speedly's hero pool, just based on how it is, because it's sort of not off meta, but maybe not the strongest picks at the current moment, just with the Storm. I know Human Torch is still good, but don't get me wrong, I just feel like Punisher and Wolverine, two of Terra's best characters, are definitely more scary, in my opinion, than those as well. And the Psylocke also still goes through, so there's so many things that have happened in that ban phase, Shib, but personally, I would favor Envy in terms of how they approached it.
Wait, is your dad higher peaked than you? Bet he is. Way higher. Wait, my dad usually never even responds to anyone in my chat, but he's responding to you. Bro, Dad.
Until they oh, just kidding, they are electing to do that right now. Excuse me.
And then my dad said love pizza.
There, but oh no, psych,
Dad,
what do you know? Rock paper scissors month now. Gonna be pressing forward on the Luna too. Just checking things out in the beginning there. We are gonna see that damage boost comp here as Cal isn't on the Punisher. Instead, they're gonna go down that path. They saw what they were dealing with. This is really smart, and went back and traded up compositions to try to find more success. Terra gonna be on
actually, to be honest with you, my dad did play Overwatch on my computer a long time ago, and he did get a 6K when he was playing with Emong's dad. And dad got a 6K on Bastion, and it was on Bullskaya Industries. I still have the clip.
Oh my gosh, just gets picked early from Nero. That's kind of a weakness of 100 Thieves. I feel like Delena not necessarily has not necessarily been performing to expectations, I think, on Psylocke, although he's still a fantastic player.
Yeah, last map he absolutely popped off, but one thing we got to call out is Nero here on Ultron. In my personal opinion, one of the best Ultrons in the game. We talk about that on the Cozy Cast, and already finding value. Kalu's going to take out Vinny too, down a few numbers, and out goes a few ultimates. They're going to have to retake this fight. Not going to get 3 full fights here, so well played again. Nero finding a second. Do we see 3 up into Delena here, Delena?
Wait, would you be mad if I was one of the people who did the bug on you? Nah, bro, a lot of people did that on me. That was a good time. I like that.
Very, very quick, tough to land.
That was the lowest I've ever hit in any video, and Overwatch in general, or any video game. I went from like, I think I went from 4,400 or 4,500 all the way down to 3,600.
Doesn't get value. Window gonna drop back, good positioning, using that to send, and oh, must have been a crystal play or a shield. Didn't see much value, but good idea there from Window. We're weaving that thing with the descend button.
Yeah, that was a rough time.
Fantastic work.
Good shit by Envy though. Capping the point. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Envy just kind of finding those picks on Delena, forcing him over to the Hela. I think making 100 Thieves uncomfortable
is
definitely the #1 priority.
I was bad, man.
Comp is still solid for sure. It's just difficult, I think, to make it work versus specific compositions. 100 Thieves on their side. They've got the Bucky, they've got the Hela. You would think maybe Bucky would do well, especially versus Triple Strategist, because you can just kind of burn through all of that health pool, burn through all of that healing. But right now, Envy pushed through first point so fast, and we know second phase is hard to defend.
What the hell?
Look at that dash over to make sure team's a little bit healthy. There's a ton of ults here for 100 Thieves, as we see.
By the way, I'll get in when the meta 15. Nectar is just way too good at meta. Oh, you're good. You're good. I'm glad that wasn't porn chat. It was Twitch, bro. This chat box that I use opens up Twitch chats.
For this next fight, is Harvey's going to be there too. Team's going to reset on both sides, though, and we do see that Ultron bot on Strange, who does a great job healing.
Yeah, I'm really good. I'm really glad that a lot of teams, what do you call it,
there's a duo, and I would say Strange
have, like, I guess, bench players, and they don't just cut you.
Have more delayed healing, good positioning, way to drop back and make that ultimate almost a moot point there. Moot point, I think. I don't even know anymore. Terra, but Zep's using this Kraken impact on height. Here goes the eye. Does land on TTK and SJP. Down goes SJP. Does this meteor land? It does.
Oh! He didn't get that kill, bro.
Harvey with that copy to make sure the team stays healthy. Terra is going to drop back, try to play together, but that's going to be 2 more. Speedery, Window, Month, finding a 4-piece. Vinny very low now.
Wow, Speedery.
5 as they walk in.
Yeah, I suppose, whatever Envy does, just play harder on Speedily in this Psylocke. We've seen so many Psylocks pop off. I think this has been a difference maker. By the way, portal block coming through.
Oh, did they actually get the portal block? Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think all spawn doors need to have 3 spawns.
Yeah, that's a great portal block. That is insane.
That's a great portal block from Kaluj, though.
I don't even. I'm so.
They did, but but he made it through. I mean, they're still touching though, and other players made it through. So eventually, Terra's going to be back here on Iron Fist out of all heroes.
Yeah, there must have been a little bit of a window to sneak through there, as I think everyone got out. I got to get eyes again towards the back line. No, there is somebody locked in. I think it is Harvey who's locked. Yeah, Harvey's locked in back there right now. Nero going to use the Rage of Ultron directly onto the front line.
Is there even a meta?
Immediately by the meteor right to the back line. You see,
you said I don't even think there's
controller fan. Definitely viable if you can get the job done at this kind of level. TTK, one of the strongest fingers in the game, using the sticks. Up in the sky we go again. Vinny dunking does land. Excuse me, TTK dunking. Window goes down. Vinny gonna fall to the side of Nero. Numbers even down here again. And another dance of the butterfly. Will it get value for the side of Delena this time? No, it does not. A freeze out. Terra playing Iron Fist. And that's more unique. Only seen this a few times in this tournament. TTK on a month doing a good job following up on some of these picks, just trying to get some help up there into the sky, and directly onto the back line is Cal at about 50 HP. Delena gonna take out Cal, and they're still down in numbers. So
bro, the Iron Fist, bro, the Iron Fist just randomly coming out like that, bro. The Iron
patient fight for 100 Thieves, who are just dancing back and forth with picks.
Hey, where's Samito at, man? He's talking about how this character's not very good. You know, look now. I mean, Terra on this Iron Fist, we know how good he is on this character, and it makes sense versus these flyers, versus a lot of the health pool, right? He's going to do more damage with that over health, the percentage damage that Iron Fist provides. So Terra, and then also on top of that, SJP gets the team up to boost people back away. It's really good when speedily comes.
Does Samito still play the game?
Underrated team up, that team up between Iron Fist and Luna Snow.
You know what? That is a really good call, and something honestly I forget a lot.
I feel like Samito only Samito complains about all the characters he mains, bro. Doomfist, Chat, Hanzo, when they're not good. Oh, really? I love Samito and his rants, but sometimes they don't make any sense.
Dr. Strange, you know how strong those eyes can be, and out goes the Eye of Agamotto. Does it land on the back line? It does. A ton. TTK though gonna find Cal, and not much off of that eye, as it is matched here for the opposition, as we do see SJP bringing out the dance floor.
Yep, and they're surviving for so long. Ultimate's out. Agamotto didn't connect, like you said, and now everybody falls over to Delena.
Nice
Terra.
freeze by Month.
Freeze and slow down Terra, but right now, I mean, 100 Thieves are looking so good. 15 seconds left to go, Shib, and the Iron Fist, a character maybe a lot of people doubted, is looking good, but that's the kind of that's what we've noticed so far from this tournament. It feels like
chat. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, they actually hit it. Perfect frame.
You can't count characters out. These pros know what they're doing, and finding a ton of value. Who would have thunk it, right? Like you see here, Psylocke, Iron Fist, Luna. Like what a combo. And it's just working. And as I'm saying that, they are getting pushed in here now, buying some time, playing patiently. You don't need to get in there until it's close to the point. Remember that it's not about holding it early. You just got to get there.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Terra finds window. TTK out of Kaluge. Will Delena clean these up? Terra gonna be there. Does fall to Cal. Cal, good shots there. Month very low.
Wow. Both supports were still alive, but wow.
Hold them before point 2.
Wow.
Wow.
See, I was sort of doubting the Ultron composition, but not for that reason. Not for the fact that we would see Iron Fist out of all heroes come through from 100 Thieves. So what a play from them. And 100 Thieves just switching to a sort of hard counter dive. And, you know, unfortunately for Envy, they're not like on a hard dive composition, right? They do have that Psylocke. They can send him in there. But because you don't have that Captain America, because you're not going for that hard dive, it's kind of tough. And you don't really want to hard commit to it.
I wish my supports in rank could survive that well. True.
Harvey, so good on Loki, able to sort of just keep everybody alive. So right now for Envy, I mean, they've been struggling with this composition. I do feel like the Ultron's sort of outdated, but that's only because of, you know, there's sort of counters to it, like what 100 Thieves are doing. So right now 100 Thieves looking so good, but we've seen this team kind of struggle on Aegis Path before, on attack specifically. So
I would like to see my dad play this game.
Though they did
TTK is on controller, yeah.
Yeah, and look, you're actually seeing a change here. It's no longer going to be Nero on Ultron. It's going to be Speedery. And yeah, I'm with you. I think it just depends on location of the map, right? I do think point 2, Ultron definitely not is nearly as successful in my thoughts, just simply due to the tight angles. And there is escape points virtually everywhere. You know, straight ahead to the right side. There's height on the right side. There's an escape.
Wow, both teams look like they're doing really well though. Look at that.
Although there is a lot of
both teams look very even.
Something more brawly in that tight quarters. So I'm with you on that. In that map, or in that point for sure, definitely felt a little outdated.
Yeah, absolutely. Now here on the attack, we're gonna go against this triple Vanguard composition that Envy loves to play, or yeah, that Envy loves to play on their defense. And 100 Thieves, their counter is just put Terra on Iron Fist, Delena on that Storm.
Yeah, get that damage boost out there. We have seen Cal find a ton of success here on his rarely used Magneto. Just pulling that thing out 3 games ago, he said, for the first time. In the second game, we had a 5-piece with not even an ultimate, just standard clicks. It was so smooth. So definitely can't.
No, hey, chat, this comp is actually really strong. 3 tanks, 3 supports. It's such a good stall comp, bro. It's such a good stall comp. Not only do all the tanks have very, like, you know, they have kill potential, but they have a lot of HP. With that HP that they have, the very large health pools, you have 3 supports. The supports farm their ults off those very large health pools, and look at that. And then your supports just rotate ults and just you stall forever. It's insane.
Goes out. Can they collapse off it? Not quite yet. Good idea there from Kaluj, but it does force out a ton. Up in the sky we go. TTK is different with these meteors. Down goes Nero. SJP onto Cal.
Well, I mean, hey, that means also if you hold there, you're guaranteed 3 fights on first point.
We will see likely a teleport back here quickly to guarantee 3 fights.
Can you maybe stop it?
He's gonna kick him back into the doorway. Yeah. So you actually
can. Yo, can we spectate Terra, please? Can we spectate Terra? No, spectate Terra. Spectate Terra. Wow, he almost canceled the TP. The VOD reviewing that they had to do for that is fucking phenomenal, chat. He was trying to kick him back into the spawn so he would not get his TP out.
Now you're going to be in a tough position. Now we'll go right through that portal on the other side if possible. Speedery up on the high side. Here comes another one of these meteors from Cal. This one does not connect. Nero going to pull out the dance floor. Nobody with ults now. Going to be a neutral. Delena going to be very close, and that'll be a good time here for 100 Thieves to use that Goddess of Death. Oh, goodness. Terra out of the sky, and that's why you play Fist. Anti-flyers for days.
I mean, the underrated player.
NA plays a little bit of Hulk, yeah.
So many ultimates. Envy had every single ult, and yes, he didn't get that boop like we talked about. But regardless, Envy portaled, had 4 ultimates.
No, there's multiple
goes in,
pro
Delena
controller players.
Towards that point, at least a little bit of confusion, and then finds that pick. Delena not talked about as one of those top players in the game. Definitely gets not enough respect on 100 Thieves, and you can see Delena starting to pop off right now in the neutral.
Yeah, I think one of the, you know, it's rare to say, I will say one of the few people that's getting a ton of value still with hella good eye, but the crystals get pulled out to match, but great idea. A ton of people getting knocked out there to buy some time on point. Up in the sky again, we talk about Delena using that Goddess of Death. There's that damage boost from Harvey. Good communication.
You know, to be honest with you, they did hold it to a minute. So, you know, 4 minutes to hold the whole second phase, chat. You guys think Envy can do it?
They push through here. They've got 3 minutes and 30 on as we go towards the second point.
You know, I think 100 Thieves took that Amazing interview personally. They said they throw 100 Thieves is more of a basic team. You kind of know what they're going to play. 100 Thieves took that really to a next level by playing Iron Fist, right? He said, Amazing said they throw the curveball at 100 Thieves and they don't react usually. Now 100 Thieves are the ones throwing the curveball towards Team Envy, who are running more standard composition.
And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I do think 100 Thieves is a team that if you get in their head and you get mad at them, they come back stronger. It's one of those teams that love the clutch moments. They don't want to be, you know, they don't want to be assumed for the W. And that's what they honestly don't play as well when they're in those situations. But when they're thought to be a little bit of underdogs, they just play so smooth here. Terra.
Uh-oh, cheaper Town Hall, chat. Cheaper Town Hall. Oh, no more Town Hall, bro.
An immediate Terra goes right down. Here comes Speedery on the Wolverine.
What are you laughing at?
Group is going to be in the danger zone as that is likely going to be switched up. It is, excuse me, onto the thing now.
You're watching?
Terra's over to Black Panther now. I mean, he's just trying everything. They are really trying a lot versus this team, Envy. They have 5 ultimates. But we've seen them.
Oh, Terra's on the Black Panther now, chat. Well, I think actually, to be honest with you, I think banning Terra's Black Panther. Terra's really good on a lot of characters, chat. But if you ban his Black Panther, he's playing your Iron Fist and he's playing Black Panther now. If you ban his Wolverine and his Black Panther, bro, I feel like he's lost right now. He's playing a lot of characters, and now he's playing Mystery Heroes. Now he's on the Bucky. Wow, TTK just like windmill slam dunk 360 over Shaq.
Burn through the shields, he waits it out perfectly. He knows when it ends, and it's almost frame perfect.
TTK wanted to take the last shot with 3 seconds left on the clock, and he drained it. I don't know.
A chance. They're gonna get stuffed to this choke. Now here comes that dance floor from Nero. It looks like.
Yeah, and here comes another fight. Crystal's already being pulled out as a good win there. Nero is going to use that alternate month holding on. Now it's going to be match double dance floor. Terra is making the switch again, no longer playing the Panther after this. How disgusting that freeze could be. Delena going to try to take an off angle there and immediately bursted, and now is in trouble. Down goes Delena from Nero. Another strong pick there on the Luna. This team's got to try to figure it out here. It's getting a little dicey. A minute on. Great retake here by Envy. Terra is going to be playing that Bucky now, and there's a Kraken.
Oh, he missed. He missed, chat. Damn.
Play there. Beautiful.
What a play by Kaluj to block it, but I mean,
that was a good play. Yeah, good play by Kaluj, bro.
You have the dance floor. No shot at his ultimate just yet on Envy's side. They're going to need something crazy from Cal on this flank.
Oh, this is a great idea. Try to get all as fast as possible. 80%. Not able to get much. Great positioning there by the side of Terra, who did not get hit.
Oh, no. Envy has to hold this, bro. Envy has to hold this.
Can he land this? Nice idea. Does not connect.
Oh, no, chat. They portal spawn. Oh, my God. Did you see that that doorway, the little doorway to get the point? They portal blocked it.
Are you kidding me? He looked like he tried to touch Cart with the last stand as well. Grabbed everybody. It was 2 meters away. And I mean, what a cinematic way to do it too, unfortunately. I mean, just coming down with the last stand, slamming into that cart, shaking the entire screen. Well-deserved MVP from TTK, like you said, Shib. I mean, what a play. Just while they even shielded him, they even bubbled the guy. I think it was Cal right in the ult, but it didn't matter. I mean, everybody in the team hard focused it. And yeah, 15 final hits on Magneto.
Bro,
this guy.
Bro, I said it in the interview, chat. I said, look. I said it in the interview, but look.
But every single time you talk about him, Shib, this man is gross.
You can't say it enough. 15 finals. I mean, look at this leaderboard. Look at all these stats, and then finding 15 on a Magneto.
We've done it 4 times. We beat 100 Thieves 4-1 in the last 2 months. We won Shroud Tournament and Fight Nights. I'm not feeling good right now. I gotta lock in a bit. I'll come back later, bro.
If you're really patient with your right clicks too, there's that combo with left, right, left, and you can take out flyers instantaneously.
He said they beat 100 Thieves 4 times. To 1
enemy or on friendlies. Every 100 damage will actually charge your right click one of the 3 notches, so it does have 300. If it does get bursted, you immediately reset.
Yo, Mystical Goth Girl, appreciate that for 4 months. How you doing?
As I'm saying that, get 2 picks with that right click. Clearly the bubble was popped during that fight, and oh man, finding so much value with this Meteor M.
Yeah, I thought that Envy had a very good ban phase, but to be honest with you, I just did not like that Ultron comp. It's just, unfortunately, I think sort of the phase of Ultron has sort of passed. I mean, unfortunately, I think Ultron can be good maybe in certain circumstances, but right now, I think when you switch,
I don't even know how he hit that. He hit both supports too. I don't even know how he did that.
To really make that Ultron work, and you know, we
go DM him, coach. Give him a pep talk. No, bro, I'm not gonna DM any of that. Nah, bro, that's not my place, bro.
They're starting to get a little bit more loose.
What am I going to say? Who am I to message one of the players and be like, hey, man, you still got this, bro. Good luck.
But I think you have to be ready to switch at a moment's notice, considering, you know, not a lot of time in the bank, especially on Convoy, and especially against a team like 100 Thieves, who is as good as they are at figuring out, you know, poking, prodding, kind of doing whatever. And I think the biggest thing in Marvel Rivals the biggest reason why that is the case, Shib, is because you build ult so fast. So there's not really a big negative of switching, right? I mean, you get back to 50% when you switch characters.
Yeah, this is what I mean as well, chat.
It doesn't seem like there's a massive negative to switching. It's just a matter of not being.
I don't understand.
Sticking to the same comps.
I don't understand how like casters' brains go to these like stuff and talk about. My brain don't work like that.
It's weird to go against it. You don't have the comms. That's more of a set base. Like, you know what you're going into with Punisher every time. You know exactly what's going to happen, but you maybe don't know with an Iron Fist how to handle it. Although saw some good freezes, some good counterplay, it's still difficult, and you're like, what do I do into this? I don't understand. I gotta get more practice into this. And like we said, you see the stream teams doing well because of things like that. You see these teams, you see Sentinels doing well, changing things up, because it's just difficult to understand how to handle it, and that finds value.
And this is exciting. I think this bodes well for our grand finals. I think both 100 Thieves and Envy have to adapt, have to make changes. And if 100 Thieves were 2-3-0 Envy, we'll see. I mean, Envy's looking pretty good. They have a chance for sure. But if 100 Thieves are doing stuff like this, mixing it up, I'm really excited for this grand finals, because I think whoever makes it there is going to be one of the most creative teams we've seen in North America.
Don't make Envy angry. I have seen them do
leg day. Every time TTK goes on Emma, he ends up having like the most damage and final hits and everything. So he's scary on both. I don't know how you beat that team. I think they have a lot of great players. I don't know. I'm a horrible coach, chat. I would not be able to be a good coach. I think so. Ban both. They're gonna save one, chat. They're gonna save one, obviously. I think 100 Thieves wants to save one of TTK's characters. So for your first ban, I think you're gonna want to ban. I say ban Magneto, and then they're gonna ban something. Then your next ban should be Emma. If you ban Emma and you ban Magneto, and then I don't know what they're gonna save, and then you ban Wolverine, I think you might have a play there. I don't know, man. Listen, I'm not a coach. I don't know how coaches do that, man. It's too stressful. If I try to be a coach, chat, my hair's gonna fucking fall out even faster. I can't. I don't know, man. TTK was an insane Strange. I haven't seen him on Strange. I've seen him on Emma Frost, which he's been disgusting on, and he's been also playing. Not all coaches come up with strats. You can also hype up the player's mental. Emily, see, this is why Emily's the brains here in this chat, or in this household. Emily's the brains. I'm not even the face. She's the brains and face. I'm just the dog that when she says bark, I bark. What was that? Did I hear you walk over here? Let's hear the bark. Nope, I can't do that, chat. I can't do that. The boss didn't say that. I was waiting for her to walk. I thought I heard Emily start walking over. Yo, great Squatch. Appreciate the massive prime sub, my friend. Okay, chat, we're back. Let's get it. I just want to let you guys know this is completely irrelevant, but it's a lot of we've got 813 fish today. We're almost level 88 in fishing. Only 1,000 more fish to catch.
And they did that, but they did mention yesterday they think they have this thing, so it's all about coming back with the reverse sweep now.
Yeah, I mean, they have to. And I think they start with the ban phase for sure, but you have to be ready for 100 Thieves doing some wacky stuff, right? You have to adapt. I think sticking with that Ultron composition just did not pan out for them. We'll see what happens in the future. I mean, there's still a chance that maybe the map will be better for it and stuff. You know, I think that there's a potential for it, but I mean, regardless, not adapting, not changing is not ideal, right? It's just you need to make those last second decisions. You need to kind of change on the fly.
Don't you feel tired?
There's going to be counter swapping right now.
No, I don't feel tired today. I don't think today's going to end at 3 a.m. I don't know. I hope not.
There's a lot of variabilities variables that can impact your game, right? Besides the 4 characters that are banned. So you have to start thinking out the box, I think, if your team ends.
What's up, CRW? Yeah, doing pretty good.
I mean, for those who don't know the way this map breakdown works, you start off in domination. It's
what do you mean Dogman looks like he's been through a lot? Dogman looks good, bro. Listen, I love Dogman, so I can say this. We've been friends for a very long time. He had very long hair, and he had like a lot of facial hair. He looked homeless, and he looked like a wet mop. Him cutting his hair, you know, having that little stubble, he looks good. He looks good.
Delena switched to Strange there for the portal, but Delena 10 finals, they're really showing up.
And I'm glad that from pro play he went to becoming a caster. He's a great caster. All these casters are great.
On that hell of 10 finals, 23k, good pointed damage, good flanks there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Delena was a huge proponent.
I wish I could do the messy short hair. But if I do the messy short hair, I'm gonna have I'm gonna look like a fucking like a farm. That fucked up their like cutting. I don't know. I'm gonna have patches.
I feel like a good change up for Envy would
my hair's too thin to that.
Right? Because I'm with you. We already know 100 Thieves are a great team, but we haven't seen them play this triple strategist comp too much, like with the Adam Warlock and stuff. So I mean, that changeup might not be.
What hair is he talking about? Where's my mods? Can I get a ban?
I don't think you can ban enough strategists with three bans.
I honestly agree with that 1000%. I think you kind of take advantage of how strong TTK is on some of these more, you know.
I will never forget the day that my dad came to stream and I told my dad, hey, Dad, defend me. Do I have hair? My dad's like, yeah, you have kind of hair. And I'm like, what do you mean? What's kind of hair? He said, the kind of hair you see on a rat's ass. And I'm like,
yeah. And now we're going to the Punisher ban. I just think Envy's playing a little bit too straightforward. I mean, we'll see. I think their backline is super good. I think Month and Nero. I mean, for sure we saw Nero with that freeze in the last play. We've seen a lot of good force physics.
My dad's funny as shit, bro.
Invisible Woman.
My dad's funny as shit. And then you guys might be like, wow, J3, how did you recover from that? I didn't. Then my chat was like, hey, Papa J3, how come J3's so short? Why is his brother taller than him? Because I told my chat, my brother's taller than me. He's like 6'1" or some shit. And my dad said, and I quote,
yeah, I just don't like.
I had half the time for him than I had for his brother.
What you see in ladder, right? It's just the consistent 4 or whatever it may be at the time, and just gonna keep going down that path. I just don't think this is affecting their comp. Obviously, the Wolverine ban makes sense, right? You can see the Punisher played both by Terra, but he does have far more in his kit as he's showcasing some other heroes that he's willing to play right now. I just don't think it does enough to them. These bans are really not affecting them the way they want them to.
I mean, we'll see if the Iron Fist impacts them on this map, because Envy's just running the same. Dude, I don't even want to talk anymore, shit. Like, this is bad. We're just gonna see them play the same thing again. And they're just, I mean, maybe Envy's just ready to go fly. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe they're ready they're done with the tournament. They're fine with the 25K. You know, maybe they're just ready to go to China or something. Like, I don't know.
MG Glow for 38 months. Appreciate it, my friend.
It's how you play. It's not fully in the ban phase. But man, I am pissed. Like, I would be really pissed if I was an Envy fan. And I just, like, I get triggered watching it. You know, it's like terrible.
Yeah, and if you're listening, try to prove Dog wrong. Use that as ammo. Yeah. Try to turn it around here. I mean, I'm with you. I do think, you know, definition of insanity, running the same thing over and over.
When are you going to interview team members like you did in Overwatch World Cup? Interview Terra? To be honest with you, if I do get invited, let's just say hypothetically, I get my passport in time and they invite me to go to China, I'd probably ask some teams if they want to, you know, go stream with me.
But they could. We'll see what it looks like as we push here. It is a different mode, right? So there may be value, especially, and different map. There may be value in coming back here.
I mean, I love Gator. You know, I love Team Envy and their brains. I think they got some smart guys over there, and they can still win here for sure. They're still a good shot, but I don't know. I mean, like I've been watching so much EMEA, so much of NA that I feel like some of the best teams
my passport expired last week.
Like Team 100 Thieves, our Team Sentinels.
Talk about timing.
Of the pond. I think EMEA has one of the best reads in this patch. So
it was a 10-year passport expired last week.
They put window over to that Venom. Maybe they're just going to set up dives with Speedily.
And it begins. It was funny there. You actually saw Vinny up on the spawn.
Out of all the healers, Jeff has not been played a single time. Hope the devs know that they messed up big time with the rework. That's not true. Jeff has been played. That's bait used to be believable. Wow. Also, Envy coming out fucking swinging and taking the point in 45 seconds. Holy shit.
An immediate point take, and they are trying to prove you wrong, brother.
Oh, yeah. I mean, lesson number 1 with me, I mean, don't overreact when it comes to things in terms of the ban phase, but you know what? Terra's back over to that Iron Fist now regardless, and you know, this dive is definitely working a little bit better. They needed the Captain America, they needed this Venom to just set up Speedily, because that's their win condition, allowing Speedily to find
What's up, High Dreams? How you doing?
Window. It's going to be hard now versus SJP with that Iron Fist team up. It's also more difficult in the Streets phase for triple strategists in general, but we'll see how it goes, right? Maybe they can find those opening picks with Window and Speedily.
Yeah, and they are heavily up an alt advantage here for Envy on this attack, so we got to see something happen quickly. But as I'm saying that, Vinny gonna find Kaluge off the rip and put numbers again back in their favor. That, oh, sorry, yeah. And Terra gonna find Nero, Speedily onto Harvey. Back and forth, here we go.
He took him out the sky in the middle of the Ultron's rage. They're still in this. They're still fighting it. But I mean, if Terra's swinging on Iron Fist right now, I'd be scared after these ult.
I hate Iron Fist,
very
chat.
close to ult here too, and they're just waiting. It's just terrifying to be looking forward and to see these fists of fury coming at you. Speedery on the off angle, trying to find Delena. They're just dancing on natural cover. A thing we talk about a lot as you're climbing ladder for those who maybe are trying to get better at the game. You'll see these pros constantly dancing off walls embedded in the game, not just cooldowns. Don't stand in the open. Use the natural cover as a shield.
Dude, see, this is what I don't like. How does this character do that? How does that character do that? No, delete that character, bro. Delete that character.
That's what Fist does well.
Delete it.
Yeah, you're right, Ship.
Delete it. Delete it.
So good at taking down flyers because he just sticks to you, right? He sticks to you like silly putty.
I know it's not the same Iron Fist, but I've watched Daredevil Born Again. I think it had Iron Fist and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and all that stuff. Iron Fist is even the Iron Fist series. It's ass. He should not be this good.
Here all the time, but 100 Thieves are now stuck on Iron Fist. This is that deviation, and this is variation that Envy needs.
Yeah, that was a smart decision. You talked about counter swapping. This is a good example of that. Delena gonna find window early though, try to make that too, but there's a good escape there. Speedery doing a good job. Terra gonna fall from collusion.
Oh, as defenders. There you go. Defenders.
Well,
not Born Again. Well, you know what I'm saying.
Sky, I'm assuming we might see that, especially only being at 25% of the alt charge. Keeping the pressure forward again. We will see. Ooh, Vinny gonna take a fair amount of damage. Delena does have that dance of the butterfly. The Cutterfly, he's gonna start making that play soon. Vinny gonna drive back. Remember that damage reduction. You'll see that is the big value of the thing there. Cal pressing forward with the last final judgment. Excuse me. Not able to get anyone just yet. Good dance floor, buying their time. You don't want to use it too early. Notice only when they were in dire need is that Q pop. You don't want to do it too early. You want as much time as possible, but that is a difficult decision to make because you don't want to lose anyone. Delena gonna keep the pressure on height. Good positioning there. The tackle onto the back line. Meteor Ever TTK. Do these miss? Oh, Cal! That was a sick zip line to take that height up on the right side. Terra gonna keep the pressure up, staying here on the fist, and a dive in directly from window onto the back line. They are weak. Speedery gonna follow up. There goes two as TTK goes down. Speedery trying to make it three.
How has the series been so far? Has it been closer rolls? This is the first game of NA. So far, it's 2-0, 100 Thieves.
Envy saved onto this invisible boundary on Nero, so this is pretty well played from Envy. Here comes Terra with the ultimate just to stall it out, but they will be against a lot of healing from Nero.
Okay, and here we go. Window taking the height. Terra gonna keep punching 4 days. Blocked up. Gonna get that HP back. Remember, the more damage you take during that block, the more shield you get. Terra falls there from Colluge. Good patience by the side of Envy to not feed that shield. And here comes the dance of the Cutterfly. Speedery.
Nice play by. Oh.
Delena gets 2.
Oh.
3, and that's a good play. Will they be able to keep the presence on this point? Remember, you gotta kind of stay on here. I'm not quite sure who's holding for them, and there is. Ooh, 1, but TTK holds on. Terra does as well. Speedery gonna find Delena.
Wow, what a hold, bro. What a hold.
Well,
What
Thieves are playing so well, so intelligent because they're switching
hold.
to characters that take advantage of this phase of the map, right? Because they're against the Ultron, you know, Iron Fist maybe not that good. Specifically,
what are the bans? Shit, we don't have the bans.
On Terra in the streets phase when things are so long range, so he's gonna fly back to his team.
You're gonna be able to see in a minute.
So as long as Window and Speedily kind of connect on this back line, it should be good. But this hard counter dive from Vinny on the thing has been so good. So we'll see how they react with Stratus Ultimates. Harvey got his little call to cancel the first point. We'll see if it happens again.
Okay, and the entirety of the team is back here. 57 seconds, 2 fights at most. If Strange is not banned, I got to double check bans here. There's the pressure. The bubble goes out as soon as we see that Judgment. The Judgment going to deal a ton of damage. Shields, very patient. Notice, again, the patience there of when to use those.
That's a lot of damage, but nothing getting picked up, man.
It's a beautiful dance. Speedery, though, on to Harvey. Collusion to Terra, and here goes that dance. We see TTK fall. Speedery doing a ton of damage.
Come on, NB. Come on, NB. Come on, NB.
Gonna clutch up even with a lot of ults on the side of 100 Thieves. Will they be able to keep the pressure? Yes, they do.
Okay, chat. I'm gonna be cheering for Envy here. I'm no disrespect to 100 Thieves. I think I'm cheering for 100 Thieves as well. I think they're a great team, but I want to see a very close match. I don't want to see a 3-0. I think 3-0s are very boring. So I want to see Envy take a map.
That's why he likes the Venom a little bit more than most Vanguards. But I think that tandem, allowing your Psylocke to pop off, is huge. We've seen that a lot in this patch. You know, enabling your Psylocke player to go insane is massive, especially one as good as Speedily.
Could not agree more. Alt advantage here for 100 Thieves in this.
Oh, thank you, Ghostblade.
Goes down early. We found multiple times now 100 Thieves maybe being a little too patient with these ultimates and losing the fight. Envy is going to pop out month window. There's a damage boost combination, but oh, SJP goes down, and that was beautiful. You'll see there, using that Feast of the Abyss with the damage boost from Luna is enough to take out a backline. Beautiful play there, keeping the pressure forward again. Envy is on their high horse, and they're just sprinting forward. Can they keep this going and winning all these fights? Even being down ults again, they will have one here from Nero. They will have that invisible boundary.
Thank you, thank you.
We have a clobbering time and a meteor rem for this side of 100 Thieves, and you know TTK with these meteors simply does not miss unless Cal hits a beautiful zipline. What a shot there from TTK.
I mean, that's just great in the neutral. This is what we've seen again from 100 Thieves, that they can just kind of find those picks before ults even come out. I mean, Cal's going to now have to walk back to spawn. Here comes that meteor rem from TTK.
Bang, it goes down. Not able to find much, but the neutral pick was already there. Speedery out of Delena. That's a good pick here for the side of Envy. Another meteor M, but this time for Kaluj looking
back. Come on, Kaluj.
Unfortunately, does not. Terra back on that Iron Fist. Really liking the Fist today. Getting a ton of value out of these Vanguards. Just percent HP damage. Vinny finds Kaluj. Cal now.
Come on, Cal.
This all. Do you see the judgment? Ooh, and we see a counter ult. Taking a ton of damage, getting a ton of overshield. Cal finds Delena. Nice shots there. Really good patience, good movement, and great tracking. Vinny now going to walk in, going to use that damage reduction on the back line before heading out. Why not? Might as well. Help protect against those shots. Terra holding on to the point, essentially just doing a dance here back and forth. And now going to find the back line, or excuse me, the dive here, and it does land as Speedery goes down.
Yeah, that's a huge pick. I mean, Speedery's been so impactful. Ultimate's also up for him, too, so that's brutal as everybody's kind of stunned in the backline due to Vinny coming through. Everybody now coming back into the dance floor towards this objective. Down one member.
Has Terra died yet? Oh, he just died. That's a big play by Window, though. Big play by Window. Hopefully they can capitalize on that. There's only 3 people alive, bro. Come on, NB. Come on, NB.
Got a touch last second. Will they be able to? Yes, they do. Someone holding now. Agamotto could be huge. Here it is on the Vinny, who can't hold long.
Nice.
Pushing OT it is as they get all 3 points. Envy showing up when they need.
Chat, if Envy wins this map, I'm gonna clap without my hands.
Absolutely dumb by me to freak out in the ban phase.
Good stuff by Envy. I want to see. I don't want to see a 3-0.
50 paragraph essay.
I don't want to see a 3-0.
But actually, that was really well. I mean, this is kind of the counterpoint to what I was saying from Envy, is that, you know, realistically, when you
Window
together, you
Window carried there.
You go on these hard dives. I think with your side
Window
success.
I don't think I've ever said enough of Window, but Window.
Previous games, we just see
he did really well.
Window on the Venom instead of on other characters. I think this is a lot better, right? Captain America, maybe not his hero of choice. I know it's not even banned.
Window
but,
needs to
you
know what Window needs to do, chat?
As well. I think the Venom is a little bit easier.
He needs to
I think, like we said before, Envy got picked up on this roster, before they picked up Window to this roster.
Never mind. I was gonna say like Window needs to go to the wall.
He plays a lot of those same heroes as Kaluj, so he's had to pick up.
I need help, bro.
Role, sort of like that flex dive Vanguard role. And it's been difficult for him. So I think playing that Venom, getting that hard dive with speedily.
TTK at 13,000 damage, and Kaluj was at 15,000.
Yesterday, Envy's match versus ShroudX, he on the Venom as well was amazing. One of the best Venoms we've seen.
Speedery, look at Speedery, 24-2.
So this man is amazing.
Even though TTK is 8-6 and Terra is 7-6, I feel like they have so much presence and like aura, and that's why like it was overtime.
You were mostly dogging on the composition, which was changed completely. So I wouldn't beat yourself up too much. It was the right call. They used it for a point and they switched off and found value with another composition. But I do think that you're right. I do think this change was huge, and I do think that Window with the dive from Speedery is insane, because when you pop up enemies with things like Venom, they're no longer able to juke like they want to. It's much more readable to track with Psylocke. So well played there, and they do follow up on almost every single pop-up, allowing Window to keep that damage up with Venom and just allow that right click to pop on everyone that is getting dove on.
The big change by 100 Thieves also pretty solid. I mean, putting Vinny on that Captain America, Terra now onto the Bucky, so they're going to be really targeting Window right now as he goes for these dives. He's going to have to be careful to make sure he gets full use out of HP and getting healed.
We're seeing this a lot with the teleport play and then the return to base and switch over. Terra finds Cal early, and that's a good start here for 100 Thieves, who want to try to have as much time as possible. Terra make that 2 as Window goes down on this height here, constantly using abilities, getting that over health, holding on, treating yourself like a tank, and beating up the front line again. Terra very low down goes Kaluj. Nero falls falls from Delena, and only one remains. And here comes the portal back. Just waiting. They'll hold on for a second. You'll wait until your team has a chance at rezzing, until you need to portal, and then you'll come in Delena. Gonna find Speedery, but way to hold on and wait there. And that is a good stagger. He will be up in numbers guaranteed.
Wow, he didn't hit anyone with that. He actually didn't hit anyone with that.
Which is not a horrible, I didn't even think that was the play, but they came out the other side. So it was tricky for them, as I didn't see anyone get affected there. Terra gonna keep the pressure on, but already at, are you kidding me? 61% already?
Goes down though. But he went down. I mean, he just got melted even through Shredder's ultimate. SJP just a little bit too late. Harvey as well. Here comes the Agamotto. It catches out the backline, but the bubble. Vinny trades back Month.
Oh, and here comes the Meteor, but waiting that shield out. Oh, good idea by TTK to throw it around. And Delena gets two. Will they be able to clean it up?
Wow.
Delena on a rampage here with the Psylocke. Well played, and they do get point one.
This is the reason why we talk about
Delena.
Captain America Venom dives
Delena,
being so crucial for Psylocke. In this patch, it's been
he's
very
putting a lot of pressure on that team, bro. He's putting a lot of pressure on that team, chat.
TDK on Magneto and some of those characters, it didn't really help Delena out. He needs somebody to dive with. He needs to kind of go aggressive to find this backline of Invisible Woman and Luna Snow, because you've targeted that.
Probably the best defense I've seen on
What? Yo, Emon's watching too.
You need to set up these dives hard and allow Delena that space.
We have a lot of people watching this. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Fights, alt advantage here for Envy on the defense. They will have that invisible boundary and the dance of the butterfly. Gonna keep that pressure up, and they're holding height here. Look at that positioning there by Window. If you're a Venom player, that is the spot to hold. It cannot be broken. You always have a free dive, and it's very difficult to see the top of your head. And there's that dive.
I was looking at how good Marvel Rivals is doing. We're almost at 80K viewers in total.
Retreat now, but Terra finds one, and down goes Cal. Terra finding a ton of picks in the neutral. Here comes the Kraken impact. Will we see some play? Gets knocked back by the right click. Well done there from the side of Magneto. Kalush trying to turn this back to me. Good idea there, as Vinny keeps the pressure on the front line again, using that Cap's freedom charge to keep the team healthy as they walk forward. And the point already very close to point two.
I mean, Window doesn't have ultimate. I mean, he's getting deleted. And Nero comes back through, does have his ult, but now after this is going to be Dance of the Butterflies. There's going to be nothing to counter it. And also TTK.
Oh, TTK, bro.
That's a good pick. TTK out of month now. We do see Dance of Butterflies out. We do see the dance floor. Who gets the more value? TTK out of month. SJP out of Kalush. And 100 Thieves are keeping the pressure. Delena on the Cal now with a two-piece. Do I see three? Up goes Window. He falls. Down he goes again. Delena with a three-piece. So well played. Has been popping off in this series.
I think, unfortunately for Window, I mean, I think Captain America is better.
Damn,
okay, so
bro.
switch on over. It's just because unfortunately Captain America can stay.
I think Delena heard me talk about Terra so much in the interview that he needs to take over now. Oh shit! Oh shit!
The shield doesn't do that as well. So I think the switch to Captain America is good.
Hold on, chat. Something's in my
ability levels on this hero. I know he's probably pretty solid at it, but he's definitely a lot better on the Venom, and that's why he was liking that character. It can work, but right now we can see why Captain America, I think, is so strong, even if maybe your Cap player is not as strong as the other one.
Yeah, I think the key is the dive with the Psylocke, just bopping up enemies and giving your Psylocke free reign to deal damage is kind of the combo wombo we've been saying. You can do it with Cap. You can also do it with Venom, as we see Cal. Gonna find Harvey there. That's a good neutral pick, as they are up in alt still. Vinny gonna have that freedom, but Cal gonna find TTK again. A great shot here, Cal. A mean hit scan player. Not able to play a ton of this side of Hela. Honestly, yesterday, struggled a little bit on Hela. Found a ton of success on Punisher. I believe Punisher was banned out now, so we will see this Hela pop. And we do have the ult for both Month and Cal up by one ultimate here. TTK is going to be very close, and same with Harvey. Oh, and SJP.
And Cal is a huge confidence player. This guy definitely needs to feel confident about himself, about the game. He said he wasn't playing good in the previous week, but now he's just getting that confidence from a few games ago. It's very easy to sometimes feel like you're not good enough for your team, but Cal definitely is and can be that star player to match Terra on the other side.
And Speedery finds Delena. That's a good pick here again for the side of Envy. Up and there goes that Goddess of Death. Raining, but not enough. Stay inside that Dagger Storm. Keep yourself healthy. If you are a Vanguard and you see that Dagger Storm, please play inside of it. It will give your cloak the ult charge like no one's business. And here we go. We initiate with the bond. TTK finds Cal, and that's a huge pick off.
Oh, fuck, man. Chat, what did I miss? I had to take out my contacts because one of my contacts were like, I had a little scratch on it. I don't have any more contact lenses. Fuck.
We see Terra raining on Hela. The Goddess of Death does almost find one very low. Harvey,
I'm good. I'm good. I had a little piece of my contact like missing. I don't know. That shit hurt my eyes.
goes down, and now they're walking with only, oh wow.
Okay, what did I miss? Oh, nice. 100 Thieves has 2 minutes to make it to the last point. Wow.
No ults, right?
Jesus.
Out of ultimates, Vinny's gonna have to build this freedom charge. If he doesn't, Speedly's gonna have a free ult, except for Harvey on that Loki. Those crystals could save his entire team, so watch for that. That Harvey crystal needs to be perfect. Here comes the Dance of Butterflies, potentially saved by his Loki. Everybody's healed each other. They actually use the Dagger Storm, like you said, and save onto that cooldown. Huge plays from them, but Harvey falls so low.
Yeah, Month gonna take out Delena there. Good pick early there. Again,
nice. Come on. Envy has like two, maybe 3 fights.
Just try to get those all
Cal.
Vinny going to be there with all TTK 55. Harvey very close to, but these picks are nasty. Cal again, window on Terra, and they are cleaning house right now, up in all charge and very close. They're gonna have to build quickly here to try to even out 100 Thieves, who are gonna have a ton in this next fight.
Yeah, staggers coming out. Delena, though, found window. It was a little bit too much of a stagger there, but regardless, I think what happened was Harvey used his greens earlier, using those crystals too early, at the end.
What does that mean?
So they know
what?
that cooldown
Yo,
was up.
Efren,
So
what does that even
had
mean?
To play around their cloak and dagger with the dagger storm, and unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Too much pressure came through from the Dance of the Butterflies. Well timed from Speedily. Good read from them to go super hyper aggressive with that Dance of the Butterflies. Now we have ults now up again for both sides.
I'm with you. That aggression was huge because it does give them that.
Jay3, how would you compare Sparker's Bucky to Terra's Bucky? I don't think.
They are going to have almost 6 here for the side of 100 Thieves.
I don't think Terra's Bucky is on. I don't know. I think Sparker's Bucky's a little better, bro. I was gonna say Terra's Bucky's not on par with Sparker's. Sparker's a different beast.
Nice pick there from TTK. Not able to stop the dance floor. Probably was the thought, but very quick, very difficult. SJP.
Oh, come on, Kalush, bro. That's not very LeBron of you.
Right now, and the eternal bonds out. We're seeing Q's pop from virtually everyone. Window holding on.
Wait, yeah. Leg Day. I'm pretty sure Leg Day was casting that game with Sparker popping the fuck off in the lower bracket. I feel so bad for him, bro. He played lights out and he lost.
Heavily here in the favor of 100 Thieves as they keep the pressure on and try to get these guys off the point.
Yeah, they're stalling. They're trying to do so much. Allow Speedily to come back with the
Uh-oh, chat. Can NB do it? Can NB do it? They only have Speedery's ult.
Do they play in that Dagger Storm? Do they play in the greens right now? Because Speedily can
but 100 Thieves has no ults besides almost Terra.
OT situation. Next fight wins. All about these successful ults. Now Terra has the strange Eye of Agamotto. Will it land? Will we see some souls? That's a pretty good spot to use it over in that corner onto the back line, but you got to make sure people are on point. Speedery pops out. Here comes the Eye, and it does find one. Will they be able to collapse on?
Oh, he was able to get his shields out.
By window to stay up and healthy. Vinny with a nice pick there. We see Cal get 2. Terra gets 3. Oh, make that 4. And they do get the point.
Wow, chat. This is coming down to the last.
Crap. Are you kidding me? That was so intense back and forth. Envy going to be tied up 1-1 minute-wise on the clock. We head back.
Bro, it's coming down to the wire, bro.
Envy. And that was almost so good from Cal. I mean, he found those picks somehow onto SJP, and I think another backline of 100 Thieves. So almost well done there by Cal, and I think he's also beating Terra in that duel right now. Terra,
Jay, you asked for a close game, you got it.
I
mean,
of an evolution for him.
I'm in a close series, bro.
But Terra, definitely a great hit scan player in his own right. Super flexible. That is the strength of Terra for sure over most players in the entire world. But for the side of Team Envy, you know, Speedily, Dance of the Butterflies, he kind of had to do it. Got poked out early, was also the
I don't know, man. Listen,
objective, so a little bit of, I don't know, miscommunication, but sort of mispriority.
The reason I want a close series, chat, not a close game, I want a close series, is because I have been on teams that were games that are casted on teams that lose 3-0 or like 4-0. It's never a good feeling, bro. Your team's like, your team's mental is low. Everyone's feeling sad, defeated. I mean, they shouldn't. They're going to China anyways. Like, I want a close game. I want a close game. I want people to hold their head up high and be like, you know what? You could have won that.
Unexpected ability to play these heroes against the 100 Thieves, who are going to be on that Psylocke, on that onto that Bucky instead of Terra on the Iron Fist, which for them countered it before.
I'm with you. I do think the follow-up there by Nero on the Ultron is huge, because when you go in with the window, you pop them up, you have Speedery dealing damage, and then Ultron just needs to land a single damage-boosted shot, and there's no doubt that that person goes down, gets KO'd. You see him on the feed. So really cool composition, unique for sure. Stuff like this, I love seeing changes up. Still, at this level of play, finding new ways to play together is awesome. Delena just playing the chase game, though. You gotta run, bud, and he does escape. Great tracking there from the side of Delena, who is really showcasing the power of their play today.
Yo, that's how it goes. High dreams.
Taking that, that Hella over from Zelena, and Zelena just switching over to that Psylocke. Goes to show how versatile this team is. Nero gonna take this space now up in the height. Gonna keep the pressure on. 64% already is crazy. Ultron gets all charged so quick, and they are taking this space quickly. Terra trying to slow up the pace here. Does have that pull and the slow there. Not able to land either, but consistently using those abilities to get HP. Delena gonna drop back. Good utilization there of the invis, and now the re-engage teams are scared. 4 seconds. You better touch here. 3, 2, and there we go. Onto the point. You need to touch within 3 seconds for those who don't know, and then it goes to OT. So just keep that in mind as you play, as you climb. Nero gonna keep the pressure on, and Ultron's rage is out. Here goes the dance out of the back line. Support dance.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Terra heard it, chat. Terra heard that we said Sparker's Bucky was better, and now look at him.
And that will hold them on point 1 without a tick.
Are you kidding me, Terra? What an unbelievable end to that map, onto that defense. Envy.
He heard us say it, bro. He heard us say that Sparker's...
That so many people talk about how Ultron's ult can't really be used all that defensively. It's difficult for that ultimate, over ults like Lunasto Dance Floor, over ults like Captain America Freedom Charge. There's so many of these ults that are really good at keeping their team alive. Unfortunately, far too much damage coming through from Delena and Terra. That combination, that tandem between these two is the reason why 100 Thieves are so good. Delena and Terra have been together for so long as a duo, and you can see.
Are you gonna play ranked after these games if they're short? Probably not, considering how I have 9 hours streamed already, and then we still have to watch.
Mix it up. I mean, they could rely on Cal on the Hella like they did before. Window onto the Venom. I like it, but unfortunately,
we have to watch a best of 7.
Team oriented right now.
Yeah, good call.
Honestly, immediately that.
Yeah, no, that was genius. I mean, you saw that switch literally as you're saying it. Caster Goat, not gonna lie, that was a great call. It does give them more sustain there, and that's definitely what they're looking for. But wow, I mean, momentum seems to be shifted, but
bro, leg day.
I don't know what needs to be done.
You're in talks with Marvel. Why did they choose to do a best of 5? Don't get me wrong. There was a lot of reverse sweeps and a lot of great games. So best of 5 was awesome. But why did they choose to do a best of 5 and all the games last like 3 hours and you have 4 games? Each broadcast is going 9 hours each.
But this is a momentum issue, and will they... Ooh, a portal counterplay, potentially. They're not going to do it. Instead, they're going to try to kidnap somebody.
Why not keep everything a best of 3?
Yeah.
Until you get to, like, the lower bracket finals and then the grand finals.
Scouting, I guess, for a little bit. We definitely saw in Asia a draw, right? So anything's possible. A draw can still happen. 45 seconds left to go.
Pop up. Appreciate it for 5 months, my friend.
You always want long series.
I bought in this for 16 months. Appreciate it.
Again, Vinny as well over to that group, knowing they don't have Wolverine. That's so smart. Oh, no.
Speedery with a pick early. That's huge for Envy, and that's what I'm talking about. That needs to happen here. They will have a teleport for 100 Thieves if they want to reset completely. So that might come through as they're going to need to with 20 seconds on potentially. Yes, I do think we'll have to see that unless they want.
Why did the NBA make it a best of 7? So they could rig games and make more money.
12, and here we go with 100 Thieves. Now
didn't they say the NBA was like dying? Now they have fake drama.
6 seconds, they've got a touch now. Who gets this done? And they do touch Terra at the end. They're down now from window in the off angle. This could be a tie as we do see the Eternal Bond pop. Will they be able to keep the pressure on? Terra, does get the grab there, but a beautiful disguise.
Chat. Do you think 100 Thieves is gonna cap this? No! We are getting a draw. What happens here? Because wouldn't 100 Thieves win?
Harvey gets deleted, and oh my goodness,
wait. We have a tie. What happens?
First tie I've seen in North America. First tie on this side of the pond for sure. It's amazing that we get a tie after all of that. It's for both teams, but that means we go to another map. That means we're going to domination next. Draw, baby. I mean, nobody likes to see that.
Wait, technically it's first to 3
for sure after such a hard-fought battle, but awesome for us, I think, as fans to watch.
So
I mean, what a back and forth. I think the idea.
So it's first to 3, so it's a point. It's a best of 5. But like, what happens if?
We talked about how in other regions the reason why these Psylocks pop off is not just the Psylocks. It's also
what happens if? What do you call it?
It's also a lot of these divers on the Captain America.
Envy wins. Then that's basically 5 games. So then it's a 2-1.
And now that we go to domination, I think it's anybody's game. Envy. I'm not gonna say they struggle on domination, but it's a bit tougher for them.
Does it just keep going to whoever wins? Like 3?
Very, very quickly this time, because right now they're doing good. I think just making those swaps, right? So I like the idea out of the side of 100 Thieves, the group swap, the fact they don't play that Wolverine. I think all of those things could enable you a little bit better. But unfortunately, Harvey just got dove on too quickly. early. And I don't know if that's whether due to ping or something like that too, because I know Harvey is on ping playing from the UK, I believe, right? Oh no, he's at the boot camp. I forgot today, so never mind. Ping is not an excuse for Harvey. Unfortunately, I'm looking for some sort of cop out for my boy.
My God, Jay, you've obviously never played sports in your life. Yep, you got me, man.
Needs the green a little bit sooner. Needs to use those crystals
you got me.
sooner, or play in
never played a sport in my life, chat.
A few of those things can enable them a little bit more, but that dive from Speedily and Window is so hard to react to for sure.
There was a tie on Asia Game 7.
Honestly,
well, that makes sense. It's a series. So if it's the last game and you're on Game 7 and you draw that, obviously you're gonna have to go to another map. And Overwatch used to do it like you go to one Koth map and battle that out.
So I know Harvey's been finding a ton of success with a bunch of different stuff, but now having to force to run that Loki maybe just isn't working as well for them right now. A ton of damage still though, but yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I think they did a great job on the side of Envy of switching up composition and getting value, and they just kept switching to what was going to work for them.
That's exactly what I said. If it's a best of 5, whoever wins the most games out of 5, that's it. It's not first to 3. So if 100 Thieves wins a game, 100 Thieves wins a game, then you draw a game.
You have to make these sort of changes last minute, even if you haven't practiced them much. I mean, we saw Cal in his interview talked about how
Envy has to win the next 2.
That match, and sometimes you just have to make those things on the fly. You have to do it because whether the circumstance calls for it, right? And that's what we're seeing in this game right now is the ability to just switch.
Win-win tie.
Look back at the stats.
So what happens if you have a win-win tie win and Envy wins the game 5? Technically, that's best of 5.
Honestly, a true fact is that I think
and then 100 Thieves win.
Is so good in Team Envy. We know how good Nero is. We know how good Month are. And I can say the same thing about SJP and Harvey. I just feel like for Envy right now, their backline is playing so strong against the dive from Delena and
wow, Nero had 71,000
right now we'll
healing.
See how 100 Thieves react in the future maps, especially on domination. It does not get easier. That's why, listen, Jib, I used to play strategist professionally for like 6 years. I would never want to play strategist in this game. Okay, I'll be honest with you. Like that's the reason I switched full time to Hella, Psylocke, whatever. I can win above all on those heroes. I don't know about strategist because like those guys are literally elite. Like it is the most hard job in the game in terms of. I mean, you could say mechanically maybe not as much, but in terms of what you're asked to do, saving your team.
So hypothetically,
up at all times, not
hypothetically,
it's very difficult.
We could sit here all night.
At least at a casual
if
level,
all the if one game just happens to be a tie. No one's winning. It's just all ties.
To all strategists, I gotta show you love. I mean, people will give you crap about Dive, say Dive maybe isn't as good, but in a team situation like this with a practice team, Dive is incredibly strong. It is something you need to keep in mind. So as a strategist, not only do you have to burn all your cooldowns, but you have to know that right as soon as your cooldowns are burned, somebody's coming for you. So you got to.
But that's the only map that you can't do it on. Is what do you call it? You can tie on payload maps, chat. You can tie on payload maps.
So much pressure.
But it would just be domination. So you would have to do domination. Whoever wins that.
And I just think it's a lot
and then payload, hybrid, tie, and then domination again, which someone wins, then tie, and then another map.
I think makes sense on that map, but they're just doing a great job. I think Luna is another one of those strats that has the ability to freeze and deal a ton of damage, so it's more risky to dive the Luna.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so many things, there's so many variables for sure, including that, like you mentioned. So it's hard to play this game at a high level, at the pro level, and I don't envy the job that is all the pro players having to switch compositions so frequently as well, and get good at certain heroes. Considering I feel like in hero shooters, it's difficult to get at the top level of the game at multiple heroes. So we'll see what happens now moving forward, as that was our first draw in North America. Map number 4 coming up in just a second, Chip, after the short break.
Damn, bro. My brain hurts, chat. My brain hurts. And I'm mad. The reason I'm mad is because my cat doesn't even want to stay next to me anymore. My cat hangs out with Emily in her stream room.
The moon haunts you. Not bad, eh, Khonshu?
That cat's a traitor, bro. It's supposed to love me, and it's loving Emily right now. What do you mean, common Boba W? What? What do you mean, common Boba W? Wait, is Bree in my chat? Wait, frick Emily, am I right? Yeah, frick Emily. Wait, is Bree in my chat? Did I ban you accidentally in my Twitch chat? Because I see that you're a suspicious monitored user in my 24/7 channel, and I see you spamming. Can you see if you can type there? Because I just made you a mod. Does that fix it? Or do I have to ban you? And then unban you. Does that work? Oh, yeah, that works. Okay, chat, hold on. I'm gonna go pee. Give me 3 seconds. 3 seconds. I'm gonna speed run this pee. Hey, why do I hear something? Boba, you're here? You're a traitor. Come near you, traitor.
Remember the dusk, the lights gripping tightly.
Welcome back. The first tie in America's region. You said there was another one earlier. That's crazy, but hey, they're pushed to another game. 100 Thieves are not gonna get the dub yet. Envy looking to turn this around.
Yeah, I feel like I've been losing my mind the further the day goes on. I mean, yeah, like you said, in Asia, tie over there. I mean, Ship, how do we cope with what the hell's going on in the esports scene of Marvel Rivals, man?
It's been intense, especially in this region. Teams are so close. We say that all the time. Don't want to beat a dead horse or whatever the hell the statement is at this point. But dude, look at the wall behind. He has me cracking up. By the way, it's so funny. But honestly, it's just like these teams are so close. It's any given day.
Wait, can I get it?
Envy can do. They can get the job done there. You look at their stat line: 18 finals for Speedery, 14 for Cal, 13 Window, 11 Cluj. All of them with a ton of value. I mean, 100 Thieves, 19 finals for Delena, 18 for Terra, then it's 8-8 for Vinny and TTK, and then Harvey, obviously Stratline 2, SJP3, even a little less than the opposition. The whole team of Envy looked much better, especially honestly, that entire map, just not on defense as much.
Oh yeah, I mean it's getting so intense right now. As you know, 70K still on the line for either of these teams wanting first place. They've already qualified for China, but at this point it doesn't matter, right? They're focusing on the main objective, and that's winning. So we'll see what the adaptations are on the next map. I don't mind the Wolverine ban and stuff like that. I don't mind some of those changes. I don't think they're going to change away from their ban system, honestly, at this point. I mean, they're just so used to it at just going after the same bans, which is totally fine. I think while I think I do agree with the game can be won or lost as a ban phase. To push back on it a little bit, you still have to play the game well. You still have so many characters to make adaptations with, right? Even if it's suboptimal, like we saw with Terra onto Iron Fist, I'm sure he'd rather play something like the Wolverine against that. But sometimes you have to make those sacrifices to play a character that's maybe suboptimal.
Yeah, I mean, because it counters something, right? It has value into something that you maybe struggle with, and we saw them make it. We saw Terra making a big.
Sorry, chat. I had to go downstairs.
In the sky, just not able to get a ton of value with Ultron. Immediately had to switch off, and then Terra then did the same once that wasn't finding value anymore. These teams are now starting to learn what's working against certain heroes that they're struggling with, and they're able to shut that right down before they get destroyed by it.
Yeah, for sure, and. Just to ease it up a little bit, his air's a little tight, as this match goes on because it's so intense, right? I mean, I can see your bow tie. Hopefully don't choke yourself out there, Shiv. I know is it clip on or is it? No, it's too late. You've already been choking this whole time.
We can pretend it's not a clip on, but
okay, good. Yeah, I was like, if you choke out right now, you look a lot like Shroud X, so I don't really want that to happen on broadcast.
Damn!
That could happen. I love those guys over Shroud X. Sorry, that was a bit mean. Low blow for sure after a team that really played well. Honestly, by the way, just want to shout them out real quick. I mean, Shroud X played so well to even get top 4.
You can't say that, bro. That's toxic
in itself. But, like I said, we got to ease it up the tension a little bit. I mean, maybe I don't know if we have footage of it. Obviously, it's so probably buried and stuff in the footage of EMEA. There's I was talking to you, Shib. I wanted to get your take on this as we wait for the teams to pick the map and stuff. You know, I'm sure they're deciding what there is, but I know I brought to you about
I thought
the
Dogman
stuff, Shib. Have you had the opportunity to find out what that is? Right, I know that it's awkward.
I thought Dogman was trying to
yourself,
look like Star-Lord for a second.
So what's the statement about it? I know what it is. You're saying like
it's just it's these Zoomers, bro. It's these like modern day esport players, dude. They're just doing these crazy things like it's not even that interesting. It's just literally like in their camera, like they'll like get an elimination or something. And Jerky, for example, in EMEA will go like, you know, like go point at his jawline and stuff because there's this guy called Dr. Mew that like he chews bubblegum and does like you have to put your tongue at the top of your thing or whatever. I don't know. I'm too old for this stuff, but like regardless, you're doing it, kinda. You're doing it, yeah.
I don't want to do it. I'm gonna get clipped.
Yeah, you're the TikTok guy over here, Shib. You gotta embrace.
What chat? Is anyone here a Zoomer?
Yeah, we're streamers, man. You know.
Or 15 years younger than me or something that can explain what this guy's saying?
Would be so funny. I mean, we saw a little bit yesterday. Shroud X, like when big plays happened, they would be leaning back in their chair and shit. That was so funny. But
Dogman and stuff. Yeah,
that was so funny. But
he was freaking out, man. I mean, it makes it. They almost did it. They almost beat Envy, bro. That was so close.
Yeah, that was so close. But looking here, man, look at this 2-0 tied. Nothing on the board. No -0, nothing. Just didn't even count. So I guess that, you know, and this is something I need to get, you know, some word on production. I think that who chooses the next match?
Yo, Brandon, Breach Mass of 22 months, my friend.
Yeah, it's the same that loses. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that would be losing position.
I'm gonna spend it at Costco and get a pizza
for telling us that behind the scenes, but. For sure, yeah. I mean, it would be kind of, honestly, a little bit bullcrap if the winning team gets it again. That'd be crazy. Imagine it's like you draw on a map and you just lost on the previous one. You're like, oh, yeah, by the way, now the winning team.
Yeah.
Flip a coin. Hey, maybe. Roll a dice, D1000.
Mewing is a technique that involves placing your tongue at the top of the roof of your mouth with the goal of reshaping the jawline and improving facial aesthetics. There's a documentary about it. What?
Banned for 100 Thieves ship. I mean, they did this before. It feels like they're doing the same thing, banning out Speedly's hero pool, except that's all.
Yeah, I think it's going to be consistent for 100 Thieves. I mean, they don't have a loss yet, so there's no real crazy strategy change they need. I do think they were, you know, it was anyone's game there in OT. That's just how it always is. It's all about that hype moments. They usually show up in those moments, but
you don't have to. You know what? Shib, you don't have to make a crazy move, but how would you feel about like a Psylocke ban? Because I feel like Storm is the only Envy is the only thing that plays that Storm. Like, how would you?
Can someone explain the banning system? I'm trying to understand. You ban for the other team, you save for your team.
No, like they put Terra on Iron Fist. They go over to that dive.
So you can see someone ban Magneto and save Magneto. That just means the other team can't play Magneto, but you can play Magneto and you saved it.
The question is, it's like. You know, I say this a lot, is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They haven't lost yet, right? So it's like, do we need it yet? But I do think if something does change for them, it's like, all right, we gotta eliminate that. Let's get in their heads a little bit. Let's start getting tricky with it. And like, that is the goal. Your goal ultimately is trying to force them onto a comp that they practice the least, right? That is what this ban phase is all about, because it definitely, games can be won and lost in this phase, absolutely.
And I think the difficulty as well for teams' head coaches, or at least the person that decides the ban system, is getting the trust of your players, right? Because I mean, when you do a different ban, that can for sure mess up. Like maybe that's why Envy keeps doing the same bans every time, right? Because if you just give them the set like kind of focused bans and the same thing every single time, you can really do a good job at just like upsetting the other team, or at least, sorry, not upsetting the team, not upsetting your team, right? Your team wants familiarity. Your team wants to play against the same stuff every time because that helps you play better, right? Consistency is key, I think, to improvement in this sort of environment.
What happened?
And, that's why, you know, a lot of teams will run the same things over and over again. I think when we went to MRC, when we had these global
what
bans,
did she do?
We saw a lot of mirror compositions, right? Because if you just play the same thing over and over again, composition-wise, you get better and better.
Did she attack anyone?
Because each hero is just so hard to play and master, especially at a macro level when the sky is limitless. Right?
Yo, so Rush Dog for 43 months. I appreciate it, my friend.
So big this season as well is because there's so many different sort of play styles you need to adapt to, so many heroes you need to play. So it feels nice for both teams, honestly, to not deviate the bans too much, because you know you get to play against the same stuff over and over again. You get to kind of figure things out a little bit easier, maybe.
Yeah, and you kind of touch on it, but it also speaks to the validity of all these different compositions and heroes. I think that's a good state of balance in the game. We've seen a ton of different stuff, man, and teams are
chat, wait, did they not ban Terra's Wolverine on this map?
At this stage in the tournament and across regions, seeing even more crazy things. So You know, and just speaking on that, it gets me hyped up for LAN. I want to see some stuff that I never thought about. You talked about some of these unique, like, just double damage boost, no real healing comps that they just play ready comm, dive comms, and go all in and not worrying about sustained fights and try to get picks every single time. Stuff like that.
What am I eating?
I can't wait to see how it plays
nuggets
against more traditional stuff.
Yeah, I think we got from Costco and French fries that we got from Costco.
Right? I think
They're
over
delicious.
EMEA, only today I think we saw some Groot. Over here, I think we see a lot more Groot against non-Wolverine compositions. So I think there are small stylistic differences that really is going to matter at the international level when we do get to that LAN event coming up in China.
Okay, and we are going to start these fights now. Terra going to be back on Bucky. One of the few players that stay on Bucky very consistently. We will have Speedery on that Logan, who is very strong. We can't talk about Logan enough. What a pull immediately by Terra. Do I see a pick? No, great crystals. Great work there from the side of Month. Just ready for that action. Always hold a clone when you're playing Loki and be ready to pop that ability because it's essentially a reset button. Great pull, but it was negated instantaneously. Well done, as we will see a forced reset here. Both teams going to
That's where I do all my shopping, Costco. I love it.
Keeping Cal back, who is going to stay on that Hella, and here goes the copy.
What do you mean with a fork? I'm a weirdo, bro. I don't want to touch this stuff and then touch my keyboard and mouse.
We do see that Dagger Storm team's going to fight inside of it. The pressure is now on point. Teams are going to walk out. Good retake. They drop back as a unit. They come back again. Oh, what a, out of the pull after the stun, and here comes the resets again and again. Everyone's low. Reset once more. Oh my goodness, make it 4.
Yeah, Terra needs to get a nerf.
Oh, and they're going to hold up what should have happened there, which I think Terra maybe is going to give his team a little bit of
amazing,
information about it. They wanted that clone for the reset. Buy a little more time to potentially come back, but they cleaned up that clone before his ult landed.
And a little worried right now for Team Envy. I mean, they're going on to this competition to play around this Punisher super hard, which Punisher is really good, don't get me wrong. But I feel like, you know, enabling Speedily is the sort of route to success right now. Maybe through these hard dives, maybe through window on Captain America. I would like to see that again. They found some success earlier. 100 Thieves on the defense. I mean, the onus is on Envy to break through this point, and they don't really have a lot of dive comp to do it.
And up we go with the Meteor M, not able to get value. Good idea there. Speedery onto Delena though, and that's going to be back in Envy's favor. Now taking the space. Here goes Vinny with the Thing. Thing has been a little bit of a controversial topic between casters and just curiosity about the value. He does play well, and the damage reduction is very valuable, but just stat-wise, it doesn't show up. So that is, but stats don't mean anything in my opinion. Cal going to find Vinny, and that's a nice pick there again. And it looks like Envy are going to be able to get this point unless the teleport comes in here quickly. We'll see. TTK does get on. Nope, not able to touch. And that means Envy already has point 1 with 4 minutes on the clock.
Come on, Envy.
Speedily there again. I mean, Speedily able to take down Delena. Does have that Luna Snowflake, right? That's sort of a big deal as well, considering they don't play that Luna Snow on 100 Thieves side. So getting that Snowflake allows Speedily to just kind of go in, take those duels with Delena.
This whole meal is from Costco, chat.
Right? You need these
the Mexican Coke you can buy at Costco, a 24-pack for like 20 bucks.
I think that
crazy.
Has been crucial.
And some
on the opposite side for 100 Thieves, I think Terra as well with his ultimate. But here comes the last final judgment immediately by Cal.
Cal going to press forward and is going to try and value. Does pull out a bunch of abilities, but no ults in return. Cal still finding Vinny, though. Didn't see that pick. That was at the very last millisecond of that ability. Good shots there by Cal Delena. Great off-angle positioning here, forcing eyes in a different direction. That's what you want to do as a duelist. Does land there with a Kraken impact. Unfortunately, shielded out, so Terra not going to be able to reset. Wagamoto has potential. Is going to be matched by some strategist ultimates, which then get turned right back again up with the Meteor M. Does the meatball.
Nice block. Nice block.
Stuff that from the side of Kaluj, who is an insane Doctor Strange player and is consistently showing up on the staff board. Delena gonna find Month and Nero. Terra gonna clean up window. Vinny.
Wow.
To Nero and Cal. Wow, as a team, they just use that damage there. They coordinate. They see that little burst damage coming from Delena, and they clean up the rest. The whole team gonna fall down, and it is going to have ult advantage, actually even in the next fight.
And I want to shout out Vinny. I think in that last fight did go down, but got eyes back. Right, Cal on that Punisher had to come back towards. Also, Cart wasn't pushing because he touched it, because Envy went back through main. So even though he went down in that fight, it got some cooldowns out of him. They had to come back through, sort of panic. Maybe that slight bit of deviation from the game plan resulted in 100 Thieves with a big advantage. And now in this fight, they have Stratus ultimates.
And here goes the punch from Terra. We do see all the abilities being popped window. Gonna force this all just due to the nature of being grabbed. It does not find value. Good idea. Speedery is gonna pop that dance of the butterfly. Just burn through Cap shield, and they are gonna have Harvey pulling out the bond, keeping the team healthy. Again, 100 Thieves doing a good job with patience here, dropping back Nero. Uses the dance floor. Terra trying to find this off angle, looking up, seeing where Speedery is. Here comes the dive. Playing great around that natural cover. Notice there, going over towards those walls, playing around those when you know there is eyes on you. you do not have to burn down cooldowns when you have a natural wall.
Oh my God.
Potentially shoving them right back in the door, but they will walk back and hold on. Oh, turned around, landed directly on. Will they find the speed?
Oh my God, if he actually hit that shot, that would have been insane.
What a chance at it. That would have been crazy. Terra going to drop back with the team here, and the entirety of the team is going to play around Vinny, who will have that freedom charge soon.
Yeah, this is how you know how good Terra is, when he's looking for Speedily all the time, marking him. Similar to what we saw to Sparker out of EU, rest in peace VP. I think that general playthrough, gameplay on Bucky is clean. It's super smart, right? Just constantly mark the Psylocke player, make sure they're uncomfortable, and right now Speedily just dives on in there, goes low, but does have the support from his own backline.
That was amazing.
What I was talking about initially, I do think there is a strategy for Under Thieves if they need it to not worry too much about Speedery and just have Terra mark, and instead try to ban out some of the, you know, the people that may have a less of a roster.
That was a really nice combo.
Just because, you know, it may have more value. I'm not sure that it will. It's all going to be dependent on what they decide to do. Jolena gonna find Month here again. 100 Thieves. That's the numbers so far. Might
be a 3-0 at 100
We know
Thieves.
Cal again, and Cal again with a 4-piece is going to put the pressure
Cal
back
just got a 4-piece though. Oh, Cal just fell over.
That bond and just buy time. Try to get the point and wait. And that's a good, good utilization there. A lot of the time you don't want to burn all when you're down in numbers, but if it means that you hold on to point 2, it is absolutely worth it as Terra puts out more damage.
And I think a big change from 100 Thieves, it's a small change, but an important one, is what you talked about last map, Shib. SJP's over the Loki, Harvey's over that Cloak and Dagger. I think a little bit more comfortability for Harvey on that Cloak.
What's up, Buff?
SJP has been doing so good on this Loki. This is the reason why I think 100 Thieves are a lot better in this map against Speedily.
And we will have ults up here for Envy, who have Nero and Speedery ready for action. There is going to be SJP and Terra to try to match that here, and we'll see who gets more value in this upcoming fight. Delena, again, on this off-angle Terra in the sky. Will it land, crack, and impact? Ooh, look for a clone. I think, no, it did land.
Damn, yeah.
Does get picked immediately after window. Great shots there to get that pick early. Up in numbers now, shoving them in. There will be no res by, there's no rocket or anything on the field right now. And TTKA takes out Kaluge. Numbers up are even, actually, for both sides. We are seeing Q's pop for days. It's an OT now. You got to stay on point. And we will see who comes out on top. Delena on the off angle looking for Month. Month, very weak. Good escape there by Delena, who was very close on that pick, but not able to get it done.
Well, after this ultimate, I mean, he'll be free, right? They use the greens. They also use the ultimate in the copy. So I think right now it's all on him. Here comes also in the high ground the Cal. But oh no, he gets deleted by Vinny and the Meteor M.
I'm so like,
that was a great pick again by the
I'm like drilled into this game right now. It's locked in.
He's going to try to keep the Randy, but unfortunately, great work there from the side of Nero and Month to just dance inside those crystals and stay healthy. But Terra on the Panther just going to start dashing. Will we see more? Did not land that dash. Is not going to have that reset. Good idea there. Trying to play on the back line and never leave their side, so they can't look forward. Vinny going to try to collapse as well, and that's a great dive. And that's
what Vinny is clean. Oh, Vinny and Terra cleaning it up in the back, but Envy cleaning it up even more. We're going to another phase.
Yeah, right now, Window has been the best player in Envy. I think that Speedily is a great player, don't get me wrong, but I feel like 100 Thieves have an answer for him. The one person they don't have a massive answer for is Window. This man, we've seen him previously pop off on Venom, also on that Magneto. These are his 2 best characters for sure, and I think he's the reason why Envy's going to win if they cap out on this map, but they are against the 100 Thieves, who are doing a good job setting up everybody else. You saw that dive with Vinny, you saw with Delena. If Window can keep anchoring and kind of keep getting ignored, I feel like he's in a good spot as well on that Magneto, considering he's doing so much for his team right now.
You see Nero's positioning here. Great line of sight to be ready for the dive and head back towards crystals. But as I'm saying that, the dive is different. Nero takes down Terra again. That is the second time in a row we've witnessed that from Nero. No freeze there, but just raw damage. And that was great positioning. And that was a fast dive too. Just shuts it right down. Not sure the Panther's getting a ton of value just yet, as Terra is going to switch off.
You should put that into like a video.
For Envy, who are just riding this momentum.
Yep, the counter got too good. Met by the Fate of the Worlds, also Harvey, or SJP rather.
You know, Cargo, I can relate to that.
Eternal Bond. So a lot of Striders ultimates are going to be built up. We're going to see how it happens afterwards. TTK in the sky now with the Meteor M.
Block.
Here comes the Meteor, waiting that shield out.
Oh, reverse slam dunk. Reverse slam dunk. LeBron! No.
Holding out that shield.
Airball. The brick.
Delena is going to have ult with Vinny. Harvey going to use that bond to take space, actually.
Wait, what happened to Delena's
backline of the attack, and there is Eye of Agamotto does get shielded up, but still TTK actually turning that around. Excuse me, Delena.
I think that's where we see 100 Thieves hold right here. I think NB's falling apart.
Terra gonna walk in. Here comes the dance of the butterfly onto Delena. Good shield there to keep teams healthy. Still finds Delena. Vinny on a Nero, and they don't touch.
Yeah, I mean, there's just too well played, I think, by 100 Thieves. They kind of pressed off Envy on that main side. Huge Terra Cape, huge commitment by the Eternal Bond. I feel like the strategist play of 100 Thieves has been so good. We saw it on the previous map, even though they lost on Hall of the Jolly, rather. There was everybody playing slow inside.
Envy just has to get a good defense, chat.
They're just playing hard around Harvey, playing hard around SJP.
And also, I related to that message so much. I get so ragey when someone starts beating my ass on Captain America in overtime. Like, go away, I'm already struggling.
Building them first. So
True.
Right now, I think 100 Thieves maybe. I think Envy's backline is great, but at the moment they're having to deal so much with Delena's dives alongside Vinny that it's been tough, because on the other side for Envy, they don't have that aggression. They don't have speedily set up with a diving character, because Window and Kaluge are playing Doctor Strange and Magneto. When all those characters are great individually,
all I'm saying is that Cal came into my stream, said that they beat the past 2 months 100 Thieves 4-1, 4 times to 100 Thieves 1 time. And all I'm gonna say is that I don't know if that was scrims or something else, but it's a different story today.
To see Delena's so free. I mean, 16-5, he's able to play around the team a little bit more. 8 final hits as well. So I think that's the biggest reason. But in the side of Envy, they're just
also, it's not looking good for Kaluge right now.
That backline.
I'm not looking. Yeah, 3 and 6, bro. Ain't looking too hot.
Tree house there. You will see some of her favorite things around there, including a board.
Oh, it's actual tourneys, but Envy looked way more locked in then. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I don't. Is it consistency? Is it because they're streaky? Is it because Envy lost so much to 100 Thieves lost so much to Envy? Now maybe they know their playstyle and what to ban.
We're gonna use the haymakers to just punch right through those shields for Vinny as we start up this next fight. Terra gonna try to take this high. Good dive here onto Speedery, not able to do so, and continuing to keep eyes on, just noting every single movement here by Speedery.
Wait, 100 Thieves is iRemix's coach, right? That is such a wild thing to me. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Our Overwatch player on 100 Thieves. That's crazy.
Just fizzle out.
Yep, month with the copy, that will be gone. Stratus Ultimates will be in their advantage, but Cal, you called that he is the X factor for Team Envy. We know how good Window is, we know how good Speedily is, we know how good the backline is. Cal has been that guy in Hella before. Can he do it again? 100 Thieves.
To be honest with you, when they go play in China, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a whole different comp and a whole different, like, you know, meta. But if right now, if Envy goes to China, I think they're coming in last place, chat. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. The way they're getting rolled right now.
100 Thieves playing like a unit. They're just walking right through.
How much money is China prize pool going to be? 500,000.
I'm gonna need somebody in chat to clip that. I think Nero's ultimate got canceled, so that was the only way back into that fight. And even then, they were still down. Stratus ultimates. Window maybe could have hit a huge meteor, but they did not have the survivability because Nero had his ult canceled. So that's brutal. Sometimes it is like that on Stratus, and that's why I said don't envy any of these pro players, because your ult matters so much in this game.
$500,000, and then there's a group 2, which is another 250, and then all of that goes to another grand finals, like the finals of the finals, and that's $1 million.
Something happened like that. I don't know. But now into this fight, man, Delena's already found Nero early again.
Yeah, well, here we go. The next fight, Meteor M goes up. That does, does land from Window onto Delena. I didn't even see Delena there. I thought it was
wow.
Terra onto Cal, though, putting the numbers back in their favor, up by 1, keeping the pressure forward. They still have ults here. Terra onto Mons, get inside that dagger storm. You see that play? Such a smart move. Oh, that's crazy. Terra finds the pull onto Speedery. For those who don't know, when you see Psylocke using that dance of the butterfly, if you look down on the floor, you'll see a little circle. That is where Psylocke will end, and that's where they'll be as soon as that ultimate ends. Make sure you're using your dash, make sure you're using your Emma grab on that circle. Get used to the timing, and you will always be able to get value, as you see Terra do there with that pull.
SGP has copied to match Monk into the side. Clobbering time also comes.
Oh my god, I don't know how that got blocked, but good shit. Oh, but look at that. Terra killing everything again. Terra, bro, I wish like these pro players come back and watch what I have to say, or watch the VOD back, because I gotta tell Terra something, bro. Terra, can you let your team play the game, bro? Can you stop killing everything? Let other people have fun, bro. Let other people get some kills.
To 70K, 100 Thieves wants this W.
And I feel like the idea to put Cal over to Punisher is good, but I feel like versus the thing specifically, and maybe like the Hulk, maybe.
What's the circle thing that they were talking about, Psylocke? When Psylocke ults, there's a little circle on the center of the Psylocke ult. That's where Psylocke is going to be after the ult ends. So you can predict and you can basically tell where the Psylocke's going to be and time it perfectly to see where she is.
Unfortunate as this is a final fight territory. Delena, Crystal's already out, and there goes another ult there, so that will work from Harvey. We do see the Agamotto get popped in from Kalush. Cal gonna clean up SJP, and that's a good pick here to slow up 100 Thieves. So
I never even knew that. Well, that's why you guys are watching Coach 3.
The dance of the butterfly. Vinny on to Nero. TTK on a month. Delena.
Did you guys see the circle right there?
Again on to Cal.
Did you guys see it?
Terra now on the Panther on a Kalush. And will that be enough to win this fight? Vinny on a Widow. That could be it. We'll find out shortly as they try to get back here. I don't know they can. And
Oh my God! He's taunting them! You can't do that! That's too hey, that's dirty. That's dirty. Fine him. $50 million. I love that. Never. That's awesome, chat. The little toxicity telling him, hey, done.
I think there was a few mistakes
aura.
from Envy. I mean, the patch is going to be totally different, I'm sure, when this whole thing goes to land. Everything's going to sort of change. But right now, I mean, there was a few small changes in the ban phase. I feel like that could have gone a little bit better. It's these micro adjustments that need to be improved upon for teams like Envy, for other teams that aren't adapting on the fly, because the two teams we have in North America in the grand finals have adapted time and time after again. We see this team, 100 Thieves, switch up. Terra, Black Panther, Terra, Bucky, Terra going in for the Wolverine. Delena playing that Psylocke to a high level. He's getting better and better, going with Vinny on those dives. This team is learning. They